Drivers in Motorsports, please welcome today's Grand Marshal, Randy Zohora.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
It could be a very special day for the 17 team. It's also a very special day for all of us at TNT because Benny Parsons is the Winston Victory Lap driver. We salute him and all the past champions. That means for a while there's an extra seat in the booth, and that means extra shrimp cocktail for these two guys, Alan Bestwick and Wally Dallenbach.
It always comes back to food when he talks about Penny. Why is that? We'll save him some. He'll want it when he gets here. Hey, it's Rockingham. That means the theme of the day, tires and grip.
Yes, this racetrack eats tires at an alarming rate. I'll tell you what, it's like a cheese grater. It's not the tires, it's the racetrack. It's really, really tough on these tires. Drivers, they just got to get their cars comfortable to slide because that's what they're going to be doing all day. You don't point the car where you want. You ride where it's going to take you. This is a fun racetrack to drive, but it's a challenge.
Seems like we've talked about this same thing for about the last month. Matt Kenseth with a commanding lead in the championship, but he starts pretty deep in the field in 23rd, and he's got to watch out for early trouble.
He's got to watch out for early trouble, and, you know, that's the thing. You've got to be careful in a place like this or anywhere. Every week it's the same thing. If you don't qualify up front, you got to keep on your toes, but there's nothing you can do about it. You got to take it as it comes, so we'll see. I'm sure he'll be fine.
The championship trophy's in the house. Will it be paraded at the end of 400 miles? We'll find out together throughout the afternoon. BP leads the parade laps when we come back to Rockingham. TNT Sports live at North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham, the second to last race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series season, and the championship trophy could be awarded to Matt Kenseth and Roush Racing at the end of 400 miles. The Winston Victory Lap program today saluting an active champion, Bobby Labonte, the 2000 titleist, who will lead the field after moving up from his assigned starting spot on the grid, and a past champion, none other than our BP, the 1973 Winston Cup titleist. Listen to these numbers on BP, Wally. You know he never likes to brag on his accomplishments. 54% of his career Winston Cup starts, he got a top 10 finish.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Those are big numbers over there. Top fives, almost 200.
Saw Benny saluting his crew earlier outside the car on the back of his bumper. A salute to his dad, HP, who's suffering a little bit from an illness here lately, and our get well thoughts to HP.
Bet.
As he watches BP get set to go here. So Benny will lead the field around. We'll talk to him here while the cars are on the racetrack and getting their pace laps underway. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, proud to sponsor the Bud Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Winston Cup race. Another Pole Award for Ryan Newman, his third in a row and 11th of the season. Since 1979, Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $8 million as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. And here's how they'll go to the green flag this afternoon. Here at Rockingham, it'll be Ryan Newman with Brian Vickers alongside now the Busch Series championship leader after yesterday's excitement here at Rockingham.
Yes, sir, Ray. I mean, man, he is qualifying good and racing well.
Great job by Tony Raines and the Base Motorsports team, qualifying outside of Jeremy Mayfield in row 2.
Jeremy running real good in the Busch race yesterday.
Unfortunately, Bill Elliott's going to have to give up his spot in row 3 to go to the back of the field. An engine failure on Friday in that 9 car, so Bill will go to the tail end of the line. Rusty Wallace still trying to break that long dry spell. 5 wins here at Rockingham, most of any active driver.
Watch this guy, this 99 car. I think he is going to be very tough today. Jeff Burton.
Very quick in yesterday's final practice. Greg Biffle alongside. There's Mark Martin. 5 poles here. Got his first Winston Cup win here. Jack Roush's first Winston Cup win back in this race, 1989. And Bobby Labonte is another guy that a lot of people think could be a threat to a win here today. Very good car in final practice. And we'll let you look through the rest of the starting grid as BP's on the track.
BP is on the track.
He's talking to you when you're on the track.
Yeah, I get to talk to him from the booth.
There you go.
A 1973 Winston Cup champion, Benny Parsons. Can you hear me?
Wally, I got you. How about this, huh?
Is that cool or what? Boy, they love you here, Benny.
This is so cool. And you know, Wally, I had got pit crews that offered to pit this car if I would run all day.
Hey, if you want to drop the hammer, you got my vote.
I better not. I better come out and keep you company up there.
Well, all right, man, enjoy it. That's really cool.
Thank you so much.
You know what makes this so special for Benny? You talked about he owned this place. The team, the car that you see replicated there that he won the championship with was owned by a businessman that was based about 10 miles from here. A gentleman by the name of L.G. DeWitt, who also was the track president here at Rockingham for so many years. It was a locally based team, a locally based crew. For Benny to win the championship here at Rockingham, he said many times, made it all the more special, and that's why his being one of the victory lap honorees here today is such a big deal.
Well, this is home, boy, and he walks around this place, and I mean, you can tell how much the people love him here. They just yell, BP!
Yeah.
We love you! So this is great.
And Bobby Labonte, of course, the current champion, active champion, I guess is the proper way to phrase it, alongside, being saluted here. Bobby doesn't live all that far from here. He lives up around High Point, North Carolina. Pretty quick trip down to Rockingham, and the Labonte family's enjoyed a lot of success at this racetrack over the years as well. I tried to talk BP into lighting up some donuts right about this time, but he wasn't sure he was going to do it.
Oh, he wants to. You know he does.
Yeah. That's great to see.
That's a lot of fun.
We were talking with Benny at dinner here the other night just about his racing career and so on and the things he'd accomplished. He's got so many stories to tell, but the story of that day and the way that he won the championship, we showed it to you on Countdown to Green, but for them to rebuild that race car from another one sitting in the garage that hadn't qualified for the race and get back out there and finish the race to win the title, you can't write a dramatic script any better than that.
Well, he said, I mean, when that happened, he was devastated. I mean, he was like, oh, man, I can't believe we gave this thing away.
Yep.
They didn't.
Attaboy, BP. Now they'll line him up and get ready to go. A lap and a half from the green. Let's get some stories from pit road. Matty?
Alan Bill Elliott's trying to do something he hasn't done since 1997. That's end the year 10th or better in the point standings. He does have to go to the back. Crew Chief Mike Ford told him if they had to pick a place where they had to go to the back, it would definitely be the Rock, a very fast race car. 2 of the last 3 winners here started 25th or worse. Elliott thinks they can get a win here today, Marty.
Matt, here in February, Rusty Wallace led the most laps, and he has the same car today. The problem with the race in February, Rusty says, they were not very good on the longer runs. The car would get too loose. So Rusty said they made changes today, trying to be better on the longer run. He said, we're much better than we were here in February. Dave?
For Dale Jarrett, Marty, 2003 began with 2 top 10s, including a win here at Rockingham. But in the 32 races since, average finish of 24th and only 5 more times in the top 10. Talked to DJ this morning. He qualified 32nd. He said, I'm not alarmed. The car is as good as it was here in the spring. And of course, we won the race. Bill?
Dave, today Matt Kenseth is racing for the championship, something teams do every week, well, almost every week. During the Brickyard 400, Matt and crew chief Robbie Reiser decided to stay out, not play it safe and pit for fuel, but stay out and gamble for track position. When Jack Roush heard about that, the car owner, he said to Robbie, you're leading the points, you're running for a championship. You have to come in and pit. Reiser leaned over, pulled the headset away from Roush's ear and said, Jack, we're not running for points today. This is Indianapolis. We're racing for the win. He put the headset back on Jack. Jack climbed down and sat on the wall. Looked up at Robbie, gave him a thumbs up. Matt finished second that day. If Kenseth finished his second today, he's number 1.
Robbie Reiser, climbing up on his pit box a minute ago, gave this message to his driver and team.
Hey guys, we know what we got to do here. Let's just be patient. Let the race come to us. Get this thing done. Good luck, you guys. Remember, we got to work for it. Let's go get it.
Matt Kenseth starting 23rd today in pursuit of the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. We're underway at Rockingham.
And believe me, they would like to get this thing done today.
Yeah.
Get the pressure off. So good.
Ryan Newman leads lap 1. Brian Vickers second. Jeremy Mayfield third. Tony Raines fourth. Rusty Wallace settles in fifth. They're single file back to about 8th or 9th.
Michael Waltrip in the 15 car looked like he was having a little bit of trouble there on that start. Slid up the racetrack in 1 and 2. He's kind of got him boxed up all around him, losing a few spots.
Started the race in 11th position. And he's back to 13th, so he's lost a couple there in the opening go. Now another another one as Elliott Sadler slides by him. I talked to Slugger Lobby, Mikey's crew chief, this morning. He said when they tested here a couple of weeks ago, they concentrated on running the bottom and felt like they had their car good to run the bottom all day. That's not Mikey's usual way of going about it. And for Kenseth, trying to get around Dave Blaney for 21st place. He started 23rd.
Yeah, normally you guys will start out at the bottom, but then you will start floating up to the top of the racetrack. You can't help it because of the tire wear. Bill?
On the 17 of Matt Kenseth, Wally should be good on the long runs, maybe not fast on the takeoffs, but the longer they go, the car and the driver will get better. Consistency is their goal today, getting to the front by the end of 400 laps, but not at the beginning of it.
Dale Jr. right behind Matt Kenseth. Of course, Jr., second place driver in the championship. And all those numbers that have been thrown around about Kenseth and the championship are all thrown out there based on Jr. winning the race. Basically, Kenseth just needs to have a lead of 186 points or better at the end of the day, and he started the day with a 228-point advantage. Second place here, Jeremy Mayfield working on Brian Vickers. Both the Evernham Dodgers have looked really good so far this weekend.
Yes, they have.
So Mayfield up to second.
You see the 25 car already to the top of the racetrack, and like I said, this is a race. This is a racetrack. You've got to get your car comfortable because you are going to be sliding around all day. It's like racing on ice. If you drive down the road and slip on ice, that's how it is here almost every single lap.
Here the drivers talk about a four-wheel slide all day.
Yep. And you've got to be very gentle on the throttle. When I think of the gas pedal here at Rockingham as an egg. You can't slam down on that gas pedal or you'll spin out. You have to just feed the throttle nice and easy because the racetrack is really, really eating those tires up.
Change for fourth place, Jeff Burton around Tony Raines. Behind them, Joe Nemechek trying to hold off Mark Martin for seventh. And we ride with Rusty Wallace, who's now behind Tony Raines in sixth. Matty?
Burton was fourth here last year, nearly won the race. They did not test here at the Rock, but they tested at Darlington a little earlier this year. They felt like those notes would carry over, and they certainly did. The car has been strong all weekend long. They are trying to break back into victory lane, a place that he hasn't seen in over 74 races.
Yeah, man, his car looked really good in happy hour yesterday, and their car was set up for the long runs. After about 30-40 laps on the tires, you could really see him making some gains on the other cars on the racetrack, so we'll see what happens.
Tony Raines losing a couple of spots all at once. Martin to the inside, Nemechek to the outside. What a great job by the 74 team in their qualifying run to get Tony up there in fourth position. Team basically being backed by its owner, Bill Baumgartner, throughout this season. They've been at all the races. They've made all the races.
Yeah, and they desperately want to be able to finish up and around the area that they've qualified in some of these places. So slipping back, looks like he's going to lose another spot.
Pay attention to who leads today at lap 50. You could win a trip to New York City to serve as a special correspondent at the Winston Cup Awards ceremony. It's the NASCAR Big Apple Sweepstakes. Find out more about it at lap 50. And remember who's leading. Ryan Newman out in front. He's led all of the laps completed so far. 11 of 393 here at Rockingham. Rockingham with a side-by-side race for the lead. Jeremy Mayfield in the 19 trying to take it away from Ryan Newman.
And that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Ryan doesn't give up very easily.
That's like trying to take a bone away from a hungry dog.
Yeah.
Love that paint job on the 12 car. That is reminiscent of the car that Mark Donohue drove, the AMC Matador, to Roger Penske's first Winston Cup victory back in 1973 at Riverside, California. Marty?
Ryan Newman's car started on the pole, obviously, Alan, trying to hang on to the lead. A little bit tight into the corners, a little loose off. Their concern was not being as good as they would like on the longer runs, but so far he's holding Mayfield off.
Using a lot of racetrack to do it.
Yeah, well, that's not unreasonable here at Rockingham.
Oh, no. But that wasn't derogatory in any means. I mean, he's using that high line and able to keep his momentum up enough to stay in front of.
And that's what the 19 Jeremy Mayfield can't do. He can't get off the corner and use all the racetrack. He's breaking his momentum because he has to keep the car down on the low side. So he's actually scrubbing speed off if you run underneath somebody. Now he's just decides, well, he's going to make another run at it.
Been a while since Jeremy Mayfield has won a NASCAR Winston Cup race. June of 2000 at Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania. He's hungry. And we talked about this yesterday during our happy hour coverage here on TNT. Jeremy's a different man now that he and Ray Evernham have worked out this contract extension. He is happy-go-lucky, light on his feet, chatty, smiley. He is absolutely thrilled with his position, where he's at, the race team that's around him. And that kind of morale can only produce good things on the racetrack.
Hey, this is a very, very stressful, high-pressure business. And if you don't have your head on straight, it shows up in the performance of the race car. So now, when you've got things all put away, you know where you're racing, you know who's going to be working for you, you know who your sponsor is, yeah, definitely go out there and race with a clear head.
Walmart Race Fact. Great variety in victory lane here at the Rock over the last 14 races. And 10 of those 14 winners in the field today. There's Johnny Benson, winner here last year. Dale Jarrett, winner in the spring race back in February. Never know who's going to pop up into victory lane at the end of 400 miles. Bobby Labonte tried to slice his way up through some traffic. 18 cars starting in 14th position. He's working around Joe Nemechek to try and get 9th. And Mark Martin to try and get another spot. Dave?
18 car for Bobby Labonte. Pretty good right now. He's been quiet on the radio. I talked to Bobby right before the start of the race, and he wasn't very talkative then either. So I asked him a series of questions about his race car relating to the things that are very good at this racetrack, balance, and over the long run, how is your car? And every answer was very short, but very positive.
Pretty busy here. So Bobby Labonte back in 8th position now, and again trying to get 7th spot away from Mark Martin. BP, you made it.
I made it. What did I miss?
Brian Newman and Jeremy Mayfield racing for the lead.
Oh, fantastic.
Have fun.
Where's my partner, Bobby Labonte, running back in 8th?
Yep.
You had the lead in the 72 car for a while.
I did.
You get bonus money for that?
No bonus. No money or points.
But you had fun.
I did have fun. It was awesome.
Outstanding. Ward Burton picking up a spot on Brian Vickers, sliding back from the front row. That'll be 5th, make that 4th place. How about 25 car, Dave?
Alan, his car is a little bit loose, and he's got a new spotter this weekend. Already a young driver going through a couple of different spotters to get a comfortable feel. The guy upstairs today, his car owner, Ricky Hendrick. Young guy who used to race in the series and now is giving Vickers this opportunity. Car owner, of course, in the Busch Series, Ricky Hendrick becoming a spotter. He said, I was really nervous doing this today. It's the first time he's ever spotted.
Well, it's the first time he's ever driven a Winston Cup car here at Rockingham, so
They're together in their lack of knowledge.
Exactly. That's a lame leading the blind right there.
Ooh. Jamie McMurray, 42, trying to get a spot from Greg Biffle.
You know who my very first spotter was?
Who?
In Atlanta. My very first Winston Cup race.
Was it Benny?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't probably remember that, but yep.
All right.
And I heard a lot of, oh, man.
All right.
Oh, that's terrific. This is for 10th and 11th place here between this year's 2 top rookie contenders. McMurray kind of taking a commanding lead in the Ray Vestas Rookie of the Year Championship here over the last month or so. He's up 33 points on Biffle. Although there are always those discretionary points to be awarded. Here's a guy on the move toward the front. Dale Earnhardt Jr. started 26th. He's 14th now. Next car ahead of him there, Jeff Gordon to catch for 13th. Jr. has just flat out not run well here at Rockingham in his Winston Cup career. No lead lap Rockingham finish in 7 races. Average finish 29th.
But they tested here twice this year, and I talked to Tony Uri Jr., the crew chief, just before I came up here. He said they're the best they've ever been, so we'll see.
Brian Newman is out in front, 29 of 393 laps complete. Jeremy Mayfield dogging him for the lead at the Rock. The Dodge of Ryan Newman is out in front, early going today of the Pop Secret 400 at Rockingham, North Carolina, second to last race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series season. Newman's led all of the laps so far. Jeremy Mayfield in that red 19 got up to challenge him for a bit, but Ryan fought him off. Wendy's race menu next weekend. The season concludes at the newly remodeled Homestead Miami Speedway in Florida. Can't wait to see what it's going to be like on now the high banks of Homestead.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be fast.
Yes.
12 noon Eastern, next Sunday, NBC. That's part of Ford Championship weekend. Got that fabulous Craftsman Truck Series Championship race Friday afternoon. Speed Channel will have live coverage of that one starting at 3 Eastern time. Then the NASCAR Busch Series race Saturday, noon Eastern on NBC, with 6 drivers within 89 points for the Busch Series Championship. And a lot at stake in the Winston Cup race, too.
More importantly, there's a car wash bet going on, too.
That's right. You're in
most
the
important thing.
The NASCAR Busch Series race, and you've got to finish in the top 5 next with your last chance.
You're not going to give me any margin on that. You're not going to be a nice guy and give me maybe top 8.
You said you would finish in the top 5.
No
more. Oh, is this a battle for the lead?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mayfield caught up to Newman again in traffic.
I'll tell you another guy that's coming really fast is Ward Burton.
In the 0, yeah.
Yes, he is flying.
Marty.
Ryan Newman still having the problem, Alan, of being tight in the middle and loose off. He said it's worse in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. What he's done, Wally, is moved his line up in turns 3 and 4. He said that's worked to his benefit. That's where he's gaining time on Jeremy. But here in 1 and 2, Jeremy catches him. Bill?
The 19 car of Jeremy Mayfield, very quiet on the radio. The only communication from Jeremy was the temperatures when he was asked for them by the crew. Just trying to follow Ryan Newman, hang on there at the front of the field. They're encouraging him, but not much back from the driver.
Yeah, and I think probably why they're asking for the temperatures. It's not really warm today, but they want to make sure the temperature's good so they don't have to take any tape off the front of the car to keep the downforce on the front.
Or if it's running too cool, maybe they can add a little bit of tape. Yeah.
Which will also help put more downforce on the car.
Leaders caught Scott Wimmer in the 22 and put him a lap down. That's kind of what helped Jeremy get that next run at Ryan. And next they're going to come up on the back of Kenny Wallace. And it's pretty typical of an early Rockingham race. A long green flag run and a lot of guys at the tail end of the field get caught and put a lap down.
And there's Ward Burton right there. And he is in a hurry.
Started 13th.
Fast. Dave, what are they saying about Ward's car? Because he must be happy with it.
Yeah, just a little bit loose, Wally, but like you said, happy with it. Drove from 13th starting position to the front and still going.
So Ward Burton, pretty quick in the opening laps. Our Stacker 2 NASCAR Winston Cup track fact relates to Ward. Drivers who won their first Winston Cup race here at Rockingham.
Ward Burton, one of those guys.
Yeah, Mark Martin, Donnie Allison.
There he goes to the high side. Tony Ford always has a good car here. When I drove from here, I had a very good race car when I drove 25.
And check Jeremy Mayfield, a 19 car. Can he make it stick in 1 and 2?
See that big wobble he had when he tried to turn that thing under Ryan off 4?
And Ward is saying, get out of my way, guys.
What, man, when he gets by these guys, he's going to leave them. And Jeremy's going to be boxed in behind the 23 car right now. Kenny Wallace, maybe.
3 wide, Kevin Harvick. Want a lap down to the leaders. He's already down 1. Dave, what are they saying about the 29 cars?
Well, the clock has been ticking for Kevin Harvick since the start of the race. He was bad loose, but yesterday he was very tight in happy hour. He radioed back to his guys, why did we go so far the other way?
In other words, why did they go too far the other way and trying to get the car loosened up just a little bit?
Harvick's going to give up some track position and come to pit road to try and get that thing adjusted now that he's gone a lap down. Ward Burton by Jeremy Mayfield. Mayfield back by Ward in traffic. Now Ward trying Jeremy again. And this time he's got him. So the 0 car up from 13th to 2nd as Kevin Harvick makes that pit stop under the green flag. Go ahead, Dave.
And here they come now. The guys, exactly what you guys said. Once he got lap time to come in and make some major adjustment, you see the wedge wrench going in the left rear of the car, 1, 2.5. So that's going to be a pretty good adjustment for him. Air pressure as well to try to tighten that car up. Back up, as you might say.
And Ward Burton, the 0 car in front. That is a great feeling.
Wow. And driving away.
And this is a kind of racetrack that really suits Ward's style because he is a hard-charging driver. He thrives where he can put the car on the edge of control. Here in Darlington, where the tires go away and you're slipping and sliding around.
Yeah, you've got to have you've got to have a finesse at a racetrack like Darlington and Rockingham because, like I said earlier, this racetrack's like a cheese grater and it just chews up the tires and you're sliding all the time. So you've got to be very smooth.
Believe it or not, in all those tries Jeremy Mayfield had where he poked the nose under Ryan Newman, he never led a lap. So Ward Burton, the second leader of this race.
And Jeremy's another guy that runs Darlington very well, similar to this place.
Yep. Car control. So Ward Burton is going to be the leader at lap number 50. And you will need to know that to win a trip to this year's Winston Cup Award ceremony to serve as a special correspondent. You can log on to NASCAR.com or NBCSports.com and check out the NASCAR Big Apple Sweepstakes for rules and your chance to register. Ward Burton out in front. What about our championship leader? He's kind of still back in traffic, Bill.
Yeah, not what they were hoping for early. The car was tight off at the beginning of the race, Alan. Then the car started coming around to Matt. Then it turned out that he really wanted to turn better off of the turns, is what the situation, and he's a little loose in, but he wants to turn better off the turns. They are going to pull the left rear spring rubber out on the first stop. It'll be interesting to see if they do that. Here was their conversation about the car a few moments ago.
It's still loose in for having a longer run, but it's not real bad. I think we go ahead and pull those left rear rubbers if we get an opportunity here. 26-19, leave that in 88. Thinking about 10 laps, we'll be breaking even. It's coming around pretty good, you know, when everybody else is getting looser, but it'll just be time to begin the run.
393 laps here today, 53 of them down. They've got a lot of time to work on that car. 7th or better today gets Matt Kenseth his first Winston Cup championship. Under green at the North Carolina Speedway, and a lot of fun at the front of the field so far. We'll be right back.
The Rock, the North Carolina Speedway, Rockingham, North Carolina. The second to last race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series season is just past the 50-mile mark. Ward Burton out in front, the 95 winner of this race. Behind him, locked up pretty good for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 12th car, Ryan Newman is 3rd. Rusty Wallace and Bobby Labonte and Jamie McMurray trying to take it away.
Looks like that 42 car McMurray is faster than these guys. We can get by them.
Yeah, he's been really good in the opening laps here. Bill, he started back in 21st place.
And the last time they talked to Jamie McMurray was right after the national anthem. He has not said a word in the car since the green flag fell. Just calling out lap times to him. He loves racing at this track. We saw some of that yesterday, Alan.
Yeah, he's another one of these guys that really runs this racetrack well. The car looks like it's a little bit loose, if anything.
Now look, watch Kevin Harvick on the bottom there. We talked about Harvick. Whoa! Look out. Harvick pitted under green. He's got fresher tires than these guys, so he's going to come flying up through the field, and that's a strategy they call short pitting.
Because he's going to stay out there 15, 20 laps before some of these leaders pit, and he'll be running from a second and a half to a second faster than these guys. So he's going to make up 20, 25 seconds. He'll make up that lap, and then he hopes everybody pits, and then the caution flag comes out. Right. That's his hope.
But Harvick right now is 2 laps down in 41st place. And others who have short pitted include Johnny Benson and Brian Vickers, who've come down the pit road in recent laps.
And Jeff Gordon has caught this crowd of cars. Matt?
And BP, he's telling his crew chief, Robbie Loomis, good car, but we have some work to do on it. It's a little too tight on entry, free on exit. He hasn't said a word, though, since those comments back on lap 16.
He's made steady progress up through the traffic. You see the scoring serial there on the 4-time champion. And now Brian Vickers in the 25 car coming up to Gordon's inside. That's another guy just short pitted and has fresher tires.
This racetrack you probably talked about is just so abrasive, and the tires, they're good for a few laps and they start slowing down and basically get slower every lap these cars run. Dave?
BP Vickers came in, made a quick pit stop, loose in, loose off. They made an air pressure adjustment to help Brian.
Loose in, loose off. Not good here at Rockingham. If anything, you want the car to be a little bit tight, getting into the corner, let it float up the racetrack, and then go. But boy, loose in here at Rockingham is terrifying.
I like your driving on ice analogy earlier.
And that's exactly what it feels like.
It'd be pretty alarming to be out there and have a car feel like that at these speeds. Marty?
Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace is doing the best he can, Wally, with a car that is loose off, he says. Same problem they had here in February. The longer they ran, the looser off they became, but he said not as bad. He described it as 4 loose. They will pit in about 9 laps, trying to end a 96 race winless streak.
And that relates to our singular wireless race talk poll. Rusty, one of several drivers looking to end long dry spells, veteran drivers of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. That was the speed comparison of Rusty on this set of tires over the progression.
5 miles per hour.
Show me the poll, please.
There's a poll.
Who's going to get off the schneid first?
Strouder will end his winless streak first. A, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott C, Jeff Burton D. Bill Elliott has won since these other 3 guys, right?
Right, Bill won last at the Brickyard 400 2002.
Yep.
We want to know, who do you think will get a win first among that group? Hey, it's just fun. Cast your vote. See what you think.
Could be today.
Ward Burton out in front. He's led more laps in this race than he has all season. And he's been out in front for 20 laps today. As Kevin Harvick gets one of his laps back. 68 of 393 complete here at the Rock. Ward Burton out in front here at Rockingham, North Carolina. NASCAR on TNT. Perhaps the championship deciding race as Matt Kenseth is in position to clinch the title today. Ward is out in front of Jeremy Mayfield by a 2nd and 2/10.
All right, watch this here. Watch Kurt Busch.
Yep. Yeehaw!
All right. Good job, Kurt. Oh, we got a crash.
Off turn 2 down the backstretch.
Wow.
Derek Cope.
Those guys are pitting.
Oh, man.
Killed them.
Short pitters. And Elliott Sadler is on pit road in the 38 car, but he's not going to stop, I'm sure.
Nope. Just remember, when the caution comes out, the field is frozen now. So it's not like he has to race through the pits and beat the pace car and all that other kind of thing. Well, let's see. Some of the guys who had pitted: Dale Jarrett, Dave Blaney, Ricky Rudd, Casey Mears, John Andretti, Kyle Petty, Jeff Green, Steve Park, Greg Biffle, Larry Foyt, and then the others I gave you earlier: Johnny Benson, Kevin Harvick, and Brian Vickers.
And that deal didn't work out for Harvick.
No.
Yeah.
If they could,
If they would have circulated through.
about another 5 laps, I think all these cars would have been on pit road.
Didn't work out. All right, let's see what happened to Derek Cope. See him top of the screen.
He just broke loose. Got on the gas and
Around he goes.
Yeah.
And the inside wall is saying, come on, Derek, come on down. We got you. We got you. Yep, we got you.
I wonder if they'll pit.
It would be my guess.
And we won't be hearing anything about 2 tires today. Leaders on pit road at lap 77. Matty?
Perfect timing for Jeff Gordon. He was within 10 laps of pitting as he hits his pit box. His car started out tight, was free on exit, looked for a track bar. You can see the wrench go in the back window. A track bar adjustment for Jeff Gordon. Bill?
The Dodge of Jeremy Mayfield was just starting to get a little tight in, still a little loose off. Air pressure adjustment on the left side. Fuel. Marty.
Biggest problem for Ryan Newman, our pole sitter today, currently running 3rd, tight in the middle, just a little bit loose off. 2 rounds in the right rear of Wedge, trying to loosen it up, Dave.
Race leader Ward Burton hit his marks perfectly. They changed 4 tires. Ward wanted the car to be tightened up a little bit on the exit, so they took air out of the right rear tire.
But Jeremy Mayfield's going to beat him.
Yep, 19 got to the scoring line first.
I noticed Tony Raines missed his pit box.
So he's got to go back around and come back in. So Jeremy Mayfield going to be the new leader here at Rockingham, while Matt Kenseth tries to rock the rock and take home the championship trophy. Michael Waltrip's team getting their 20 grand this morning for winning the McDonald's Drive-Thru Pit Crew Championship, fueled by Powerade at Phoenix. Their car spending the least amount of time on pit road last Sunday among participating teams. And they still lead the season-long championship for the $200,000 top prize.
And this deal is getting down to the nitty-gritty. Just one more race after this one and a 22-point lead. So Michael Waltrip can't afford to bend the fender and spend a lot of time on pit road. It costs the crew a couple $100,000. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
And the way that it works, the points basically, the car that spends the least amount of time gets 43 and so on and so on. So it's tight. Back underway, Jeremy Mayfield is the leader. But there are 2 cars in front of him. In the restart line, Dave Blaney in the 77. 5 cars in front of him. It would be tail end of the lead lap. Some of the guys that short pitted before
did not pit. Greg Biffle, one of those, right in front of our leader.
Yeah, they short pitted under the green, then did not pit under the caution flag, so they stayed out there between the pace car and the race leader. Matt Kenseth up to 19th after his pit stop, Bill.
Yeah, Matt very happy with the car after 40 laps. He says it really comes in after 40 laps, starts to free up. It starts way too tight, but he'd rather be better on the older tires. Air pressure adjustment only on the stop that didn't touch the spring rubber.
Okay.
Oh, trouble, 12 car around.
Ryan Newman.
Stop car.
Spun him over here coming off turn.
So he said somebody spun him.
I believe he was referring to 24, possibly.
It's John Erickson spotter for Ryan Newman.
I could be wrong. Let's see.
He's probably a little mad.
Who do you think got him?
I think it was
Tires down here.
may have been the 24 car, but
Put 4 tires in it.
see, I believe it is 24.
Oh, he got the wall first.
Got the wall
off turn
first.
2.
I saw him hit the wall earlier, and then he's going to come back between 1 and 2, and
Okay,
this is off turn 4, so he's going to make it here. We know that.
he bounced off the wall again.
Oh, bouncing off the wall again.
And he kind of bounced off Jeff.
Yes, he did.
And Jeff said, you know what? I don't appreciate that.
That's exactly what he said.
That bounce off the wall off turn 4 and into the 24 did some pretty good looking damage to that wheel, that fender around. Jeff Gordon's being black flagged.
There's a 12 car hitting the wall off turn 2.
Well, I'm not sure I understand. Matt, what are they saying down there?
NASCAR officials are talking to Robbie Loomis. They're going to hold him at this point for 1 lap. The way it sounds, they're going to try to repair that fender damage. Jeff Gordon's comments on the radio. I'm sorry about that, guys. I screwed up. It's my fault, but he drilled me all the way down the straightaway.
Yeah, it looked to me like the 12 car turned into him coming down the straightaway at one time.
A rough driving penalty for Jeff Gordon. How about that? Marty?
And Ryan has said nothing about the accident. The only thing he said is check the right side thoroughly. I think that may be where the damage is. They are going to do that. They're also going to change all 4 tires, and absolutely no reference to Jeff Gordon in any way on the radio from Ryan Newman. A little bit of left side damage. You can see right side not too terribly bad, but they will fix the fender damage here on pit road.
It's big because both Newman and Gordon are locked up in that fight for second in the final championship, Bill.
Yeah, Matt Kenseth got a piece of something out there. A lot of tape on the left rear quarter panel. We'll talk to Robbie, find out what it is. The car looks okay. They made sure they topped it off with fuel while he was in here.
You know, I'm going to have to take a look at this deal off of turn 4 again and kind of understand. You see Jeff Gordon on the bottom, and Newman slides up out of 4, maybe gets pinched a little bit, but then he drives back down into the side of the 24 car, Jeff Gordon.
I think my belief is that Ryan Newman was a little upset that Jeff did not give him more room off turn 4. So he comes down the straightaway and says, give me more room the next time, and bangs into the 24 car. So the 24 car got to turn 1, said, boom, take that.
It's always the retaliation that gets penalized.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, you name it. Back for the restart. Back at Rockingham, going racing in 1 more lap, and a couple of interesting twists of event here. We saw Jeff Gordon and Ryan Newman tangle, and we saw Matt Kenseth with some left rear damage on his car. Let's show you how that happened.
You see the
close
checking up, and Stewart doesn't get checked up enough, and boy, that could have been that's a disaster for the 17 car.
When that 17 turns it back to the right wall, they just think if it hooks up and hits that wall head on. Watch outside. Now, as he's turning it back into the spin, if it hooks up right now and turns right, he got big trouble.
Yes.
Man, what a great save. Matt?
And Robbie Loomis still talking to NASCAR officials. The key now, Robbie, to get your driver refocused and calm down.
Yeah, he's focused and calm, ready to go. The DuPont Chevrolet is great. The guys in the pits are great. Just, you know, Newman wanted to rough us up a little on the straightaway there. I guess Jeff didn't like it. Kind of lost our cool down there. We got to get everything settled down, step it up, try to get that baby in victory lane.
Looking at the bigger picture, a win and also that second in points. He restarts 32nd, Alan.
Yeah, and a lap down.
lot of work. A lot of work ahead of him.
Ryan Newman back to 25th, Matt Kenseth 26th after their stop. Greg Biffle was the lucky dog on that caution, and Jeremy Mayfield leads the field back up to speed. Marty.
Yeah, Ryan finally did say something on the radio, Alan. He said actually Jamie McMurray started the whole thing, cutting him off, quoting Ryan. Then he said the 42 banged me and then wrecked me going into turn 1. Roger Penske, after a lot of conversation, said, guys, stop it. It's over. Focus on the race now.
When Roger Penske speaks, you listen.
They got the message, trust me, yes.
I mentioned that Jeff Gordon was in that fight for second place in the final standings, plus Matt Kenseth involved in that incident. Remember that Kenseth needs to lead by 186 or better at the end of today to lock up the championship. And you see Gordon and Newman there tight together as they run.
And Jimmy Johnson would not allow him. Kurt Busch, heavy damage to the left front.
I saw some smoke underneath us here.
Man, they're wrecking on the straightaway.
That kind of damage, he's run up and over somebody. Oh, look, he's been into the outside wall, too.
Yeah. Let's see what happened to him.
Wow. Who's the other guy?
Caution is out.
There you see him up on the high line, I believe. Oh, and the 88 car got into, is that Casey Mears?
Yeah.
And then turned Casey Mears into Kurt Busch. Jarrett slides up, hits the nose of the, yes, sir, 21 car. Ooh, man, that's a lot of damage.
On board Kurt Busch.
Just turned right into him.
I mean, he was wide open on the throttle, and all of a sudden he's in the wall.
Yep. Nothing
Right there, got about 5 more coming.
Nothing Kurt could have done there.
Nope.
Casey Mears on pit road, Kurt Busch on pit road. Dale Jarrett has not come in yet.
These guys had a good race car, Marty. They really, I talked to Jimmy Fenning this morning, they were looking good.
They had an outstanding shot to win this race, Wally. They've been really the dominant car here in the last 2 races, finishing 3rd and 2nd, leading 255 laps. They were very patient coming up through the field, but obviously a lot of damage, and Kurt has been amazingly calm, not said a word on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, you're just the wrong place at the wrong time on a deal like that.
And we talk about luck in this business, and most of the time you make your own luck, but that is bad luck.
Yes.
Leader Mayfield stays out. Some of the drivers farther back, like 7th place Jimmy Johnson, pit. We'll be back to Rockingham.
Still under caution at the North Carolina Speedway. Championship leader Matt Kenseth was just on pit road, didn't like the set of tires he had, so he came in and got 4 fresh tires, topped off with fuel. Just a few minutes ago, Tony Stewart made sure that a member of his crew came all the way down pit road to personally apologize to the crew of Matt Kenseth. Tony said he felt awful for running into the guy that's trying to win the Winston Cup Championship. Of course, Tony is the defending Winston Cup champion, and just a few weeks ago made an encouraging phone call to Matt Kenseth, telling him to stay at it, that the championship was within reach.
And the last thing you want to do when you're on a racetrack as a driver with 1 or 2 races, you don't even want to be around that 17 car.
Exactly.
You just don't want anything to do with them, because the last thing you want to be known for is a guy that took out the champion.
Let's give you our NASCAR Busch Series update. Talk about great championship races. Yesterday here at Rockingham, Jamie McMurray scored his 3rd straight Busch Series win at this racetrack. Pretty much dominated the afternoon. Championship leader entering the day, Scott Riggs, crashed with 32 to go, finished 38th. The standings shaken up again. 6 drivers, 89 points, 1 race. Homestead Miami Speedway next Saturday. Craftsman Truck Series, 39 points, 4 drivers, 1 race to go. That one at Homestead on Friday. Speed Channel with coverage of the truck race Friday. NBC with the Busch race Saturday. And then, of course, the Winston Cup season finale on Sunday. It's going to be a great week next week down in South Florida.
And Dennis Setzer doesn't need bad luck from those other 3 guys. He can literally race himself to that championship.
Now, here's the pit situation as we get set for the restart. 16 of the 27 lead lap cars pitted. Others did not. The first car with fresher tires, not much, but fresher, is going to be Jimmy Johnson in 13th place.
Green flag, green flag.
May make a difference.
Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, a lap down, trying to stay up in front of the 19 and hope the caution flag comes out quickly. He's in front of the 19.
Yep. Wow, they are stacking up. Who is that?
Kyle Petty.
Boy, he's having. Oh, we got trouble. Jeff Burton.
Knocked around, spinning down the tri-oval.
That's what Jeff Gordon needed.
Yes, sir. Jeff Gordon back on the lead lap.
Come on in here.
And you said they were stacking up, and that's the result of stacking up.
Exactly. Kyle Petty had some trouble there in restarting. They were going on both sides and all over the place. And I don't know exactly what happened to Jeff, but he may have run up on it.
Checked up, and somebody ran the back of him, or just checked up.
Side with the tires off. Both sides, guys get hit.
And you're definitely going to have to change tires in that 99.
Paul Andrews, the crew chief, yelling instructions to his crew on the 99.
Cautions breed cautions.
Oh, yes.
Bunch the field together, things happen. I tell you, these frequent cautions we've had here all of a sudden too are helping guys get a lap back. Brian Vickers got the lucky dog last caution. Jeff Gordon getting the lap back on his own this caution. Now Johnny Benson is going to get a lucky dog here.
Here's what we're talking about. 45 cars just cannot go. You see Jeff Burton up there got squeezed. Oh, him and his buddy were together over there.
Robbie
Gordon.
His buddy.
Yeah, you know, they've had a few
He's thinking
run-ins.
back to Richmond when they had a little on-track tangle.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Traffic jam.
That's what Wally was talking about there. And I tell you what, Robbie might have some damage to that 31 car.
I think they had a little run in at Phoenix, too, a little bit.
Championship leader Matt Kenseth in the middle.
Real slow in a couple days. Trouble on a front stretch. Trouble on a front stretch.
Sunny fall day here in the Carolina Sandhills, North Carolina Speedway, wrapping up caution here in the Pop Secret 400. Ballots are in our singular wireless race talk poll. Who you think will end the winless streak first?
Not by much. Well, yeah, Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott 2% over Rusty.
Let's see, Bill's running 5th right now. Rusty is running 7th.
And we got Robbie and Jeff back together again.
Nose to tail.
Jeremy Mayfield is the leader. Ward Burton is 2nd. Michael Waltrip 3rd. Bobby Labonte 4th. Bill Elliott 5th. And you've got Todd Bodine, Rusty Wallace, Ken Schrader up to 8th. Kenny Wallace 9th. And Jimmy Johnson 10th. No cautions for the first 77 laps of this race. Then 4 in 24 laps.
What did you just say, Wally? Caution, breathe, caution.
Somebody said it.
And you agree with him?
I agree.
Kevin Harvick, after getting caught there short pitting early, has missed out on 4 chances to get a lucky dog pass. He is trying to pass Elliott Sadler, which he's just done.
Oh, we got another one spinning.
He's going to get one now. Caution's out. That's Ricky Rudd. And Jamie McMurray. No, it's Greg Biffle. I'm sorry.
So the two bestest rookie contenders spin together. Doesn't look like a lot of damage, Bill.
Hey, Wally, those guys, the 42 pitted under the last caution because they were hoping that was going to be the last caution.
Yeah, that's what you said.
But guess what?
They were the last caution.
Wrong.
It looked like those. It didn't look like the 42 was happy there with the 16, but it could have been my imagination.
And why did he pit so soon?
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to run over, have a tire tear up on him if he thinks he's got a tire.
Looks like the right rear may be flat.
Tear those fenders out. Then he'll have all kinds of problems.
See?
Nope, right sides are up. Let's look at the lefts. What happened?
And water coming out of the radiator.
Let's see. Well, Biffle just
spun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he made contact with the inside retaining wall.
Somebody must have maybe tagged the 42. Here's 16. Greg Biffle.
Let's see if he caught the wall.
I think he did.
Boy, if he did, he just skimmed it. Very nice.
And here comes.
Uh-oh, this could be trouble.
That's what did the radiator.
So that would be why he would be overheating.
Yeah. Oh.
Just check up.
He may have got tagged. It's hard to tell.
All right, get it fired up if you can.
Dale Jr.
Stay up, clear, all clear. No caution yet, caution's out.
They've taken Jamie McMurray's car behind the wall. Greg Biffle's car on pit road getting repairs. Must have punched the radiator out of that thing.
I think it did. Just hit just enough to puncture the radiator.
So let's see. That's 5 cautions in 31 laps now.
It's warm, boy.
Yeah. Doesn't take much.
McMurray had given up a top 10 spot to pit for tires under that caution. Restarted 24th. Now, it didn't work out. Our commanding view from on high.
See Biffle right there, breaks loose. Does a great job keeping it off the
inside wall.
Yeah.
Because that backstretch is banked, taking the car down there. And he spins around.
It's like, all right, I didn't hit anything.
Yeah, but he's looking down the backstretch, seeing this coming.
But you see, now the 42 is going to run in the inside wall at the same time he hits Biffle, because he's hit Greg with the right side. I wondered how he broke the radiator, but I think the inside wall is what did it.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Jeff Gordon just gets through.
Let's see how hard he hits the inside wall. Must be hard enough to break the radiator.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Man.
You see the water already coming out under the yellow tape, see it?
You just can't hit things like you used to at the front of the race car.
You know this for sure, don't you?
Yeah, I know this firsthand.
Robbie Gordon.
Get on the backstretch. Check up, Robbie. Check up. Watch right here. Stay high. I got you. Go high. Go.
All right, Robbie.
There you go. Good job.
Robbie's going.
Tim Overby was telling him to go, wasn't he?
Nice job.
Man, you don't want to get run into.
Not even a radiator here yet.
They've got pit road closed because McMurray dropped a lot of liquid coming onto the pit lane. They want to clean that up before they turn any cars loose to come on in. So how about we give you our Coca-Cola family of drivers update. See how they're faring today. Mikey's doing well. Bobby, Bill. Remember, Elliott started in the back after an engine change. Jeff Burton was running up in the top 10 earlier. Stopped for tires after he got spun out down the front stretch.
And there's even more of these Coca-Cola drivers. Rudd, Harvick, Busch, and Petty.
Going back and getting word from NASCAR that apparently they've made the call that Kevin Harvick had not finished the pass on Elliott Sadler when the caution was called for. So Sadler will go back in front of Harvick, and then Sadler will get the lucky dog pass instead of the 29.
Kevin has tried. A lot of damage to the back of that 38 car.
Yeah.
Pit road still closed, so let's take a break. Under caution just past 100 miles here at Rockingham. Out there.
That's the Rock.
Out in front of the Speedway, put there in about 6-7 years ago. 41,000 pounds, 8 feet tall, 6 feet of it below the ground. And if you win a race at the Rock, you get your name inscribed in that crushed granite monument.
My name is not on that rock, unfortunately, as I lived nearby 10 miles away from the Speedway for 21 years. My entire NASCAR Winston Cup career, and never could win a race here.
I think you used up all your luck here in 1973.
You might have. You might be right, Bill.
Well, none of the leaders came down pit road front-running cars, and they're still cleaning up. Let's take a break while we have the opportunity under the yellow flag.
Still under caution here at the North Carolina Speedway. The big story is going to be tires. For instance, the 15 team of Michael Waltrip has 15 sets. Some they bought here, some they brought from a test. Same thing for Jeremy Mayfield's team. They brought tires from their test also. It's not just about fuel and driver. Tires could be the story today. We're green.
Yes, it will.
Jeremy Mayfield is the leader. Ward Burton is second. Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte, Bill Elliott rounding out the top 5. Kevin Harvick, after NASCAR reviewed the replays, was placed back in front of Elliott Sadler. He did complete the pass before the caution came out. Harvick got the lucky dog pass. He's now last on the lead lap in 30th position. Upon further review. But it is the right call.
Yes.
88 Dale Jarrett, 1 lap down, 33rd place, trying to hang up in there and see if he can get a lucky dog pass. His teammate Elliott Sadler in the 38 is now the first car 1 lap down. Let's see if we can race more than 5 or 6 laps here. 30 laps of caution in the last 41 laps of the race, after going the first 77 under green.
I tell you what, this is what causes caution flags. Cars running side by side, coming out, especially off turn 2, because that is a very tough corner to make an exit.
Yes, it is. And a lot of these cars that are down there are a lap or more down, so they're struggling.
It's the race for 3rd we're watching. Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte, Bill Elliott, 15, 18, and 9. The 22 of Scott Wimmer is 34th now.
1 lap down to the leader, Jeremy Mayfield.
And you just can't, when you're running this close, as you know, Benny, you can't force the issue here because the car slides so much. You really have, you got to know how much your car is going to slide when you're racing side by side so you don't get into the guy next to you.
We saw Dale Jarrett come off turn 4, slide up the racetrack. Unfortunately, had a couple of cars out there. They made contact, Kurt Busch in the wall.
What a drive for Bill Elliott in the 9 car. Started at the back of the field because of an engine change. Violation of NASCAR's 1 engine per weekend rule. After qualifying 4th, had to give up that, 5th, had to give up that starting spot, go back and basically start 43rd. And Matty, he's charged all the way up into the top 5.
A quiet run, but he's starting to have a commanding run in the 5th position. Down in the 9 pit, we're talking about tire management, not on the racetrack, but on pit road. Elliott's guys, they are looking awesome. They have 10 sets in the pit, and hidden about 25 yards from the pit, another 4 sets of sticker tires. So they are in great shape. The 24 and 48, not. Their pit crew coach, Matt Clark, going up and down pit road. He says it's like a pack of vultures. You're trying to be the first guy to get to a team first to get some more sticker tires, Dave.
Man, I checked with Goodyear officials on how many tire sets guys had mounted up today. Between 5 and 15, according to them, up and down pit road. And what happens if you run out and you want to get more mounted? Well, if you have extra rims sitting around, you can take them down there, buy some more. Goodyear has the tires here. But if you already have them mounted up and they're just used, you can also take them down there, get them dismounted, and get a new set put on there. So the tires are here, but it may save you time if you're already set up down here. Again, some teams as few as 5, some as many as 15 sets ready to go today.
Dave, Goodyear does have more tires down there?
They certainly do, BP, and if you'll bring your rims down here from your victory lap car, they'll put more on for you, too.
Dave, BP already sold those to a team.
Exactly. I got double the price. See, they thought they were out of tires.
And again, the reason the tires are such an issue at Rockingham, the abrasive track surface, new tires, a definite advantage. You'll fire fresh tires at the car every opportunity you get on a caution flag pit stop. Michael Waltrip, what a great drive he had at Phoenix last weekend after a real struggle they had for about a 5 or 6 week period. Got a 5th place run at Phoenix last week. One of Michael's season-long goals to finish in the top 10 in the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. And that 5th place run at Phoenix has him now 124 points away from 10th place Bill Elliott. Problem for him right now is Bill's just 2 spots behind him on the racetrack.
Speaking of championships, what about the 17 car? There he is, racing alongside Mark Martin. He's 21st currently. Bill?
Not a lot of laps to tell how the car is, but Matt does believe it's going to get better, especially the second half of the run. After they stopped last time, Robbie Reiser told his guys, start shopping for tires. And the one thing about the tires, when you get them, then you have to glue the lug nuts on, and you need enough time for those lug nuts to set. It is cold here today. You don't want those lug nuts falling off when you try and put those tires on. So that could be another problem they might face later in the day.
So it's not so much about tires as you need to have enough wheels.
Exactly. And that's a very good point about gluing the lug nuts and having them ready to stick on the wheels.
Watching Jimmy Johnson try to work his way back up through. Remember, Earlier, Jimmy Johnson stopped at lap 94 when a lot of the other front runners didn't. He gave up 7th place, restarted 13th. He's trying to take 5th away and has done so from Bobby Labonte. Now he's trying to take 4th away from Bill Elliott. And it's about 8 laps of green flag racing, fresher tires for the 48, Matt, right?
Indeed, Alan. He's running in the 5th position. The panic alarm went off about 5 laps ago. He said, I feel like I'm running on 7 cylinders. Chad Knaus, his crew chief, told Jimmy, go to the backup box. There's a smoker on the front stretch. Go to the backup box, but you have to pull the chip because it won't be enough RPMs.
And that may not be a bad thing here at Rockingham. You know, you don't spin the tires as much if you think you're on 7 cylinders. It feels like you can jump on a throttle harder so it won't spin the tires.
There was the car that was in smoke down the front stretch, Dave.
Yeah, 2 words and they're not good. Blew up. Those from Kevin LePage, the driver.
But we stay under green. A look from the spotter stand. They say track is clear down the front stretch. Jeremy Mayfield has opened up a 3-second advantage on Ward Burton since we've gone back to green a little while ago. North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. Second to last race of the NASCAR Winston Cup season with Matt Kenseth trying to lock up the 2003 championship today. Kenseth is running in 24th. Jeremy Mayfield is the leader.
Do I hear a watch?
The 4 car evidently has blown an engine, and we have all the teams there negotiating with the tire specialist trying to get their new tires. Look at them. They're all, almost every team on pit road there trying to get a set of tires.
And negotiating's the word, BP. What do you think he's getting out of that? Let's see, you got Granger down there. You got a gift certificate at the Granger store.
There's a DeWalt guy from Kenseth's team. They got Target in there.
Anything on aisle A, B, 14 at Target.
Singular guy.
Oh, we'll give you a phone.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
You know, guys, but the inside track is the 31 team thinks they've already landed the bargain. They think that anyway right now.
What is he offering, Dave? Free cell service?
Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, Alan, I talked to one tire guy. He said the law of supply and demand is certainly in effect today. These tires normally cost $1,600 a set. He said they may go for as much as $2,500 per set of tires. He said, I don't care. If it helps us win, it's worth it.
BP, you and I are entering your car next time.
That's right. Hey, would you come in, mount 10 sets of tires, and
you can take a lap or 2?
Yeah.
And I'll do the negotiating.
Exactly.
Oh, man. I feel bad for their teams then. I don't feel bad for Jeremy Mayfield because he has got a strong lead at this point in the race. Almost 4 seconds out in front of second place, Ward Burton. Went back under green at lap 117. We're at lap 141, now working 142, and Mayfield is checked out. Where's Kenseth at?
He's back
24th.
As they run.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson has 8 laps fresher tires than some of the competition, has moved up to 3rd place.
Well, it's not a clincher at this point.
Nope, even Junior still has a chance at 177.
Remember the magic number for the day today? That has to be...
Nice going.
Thank you. That has to be 186 for Kenseth to take home the trophy today. And I am absolutely positive he wants to get this done today.
Oh, absolutely.
How's Let's Make a Deal going, Dave?
It's going real well. Kind of hectic right now for Jimmy Bender. He's saying, what's it going to take to put you in a set of tires? Jimmy, who wins the bargaining here?
Well, it's the guys that you work with all year, but, I mean, for how many sets of tires I got left over, I think I can make some more friends.
So you're spreading them around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of them since we're not going to use this tire anymore this year.
Championship leader gets some, the 17?
Yeah, I'm going to take care of the 17 and the 12.
All right. Good job down here by the 4 guys. Jimmy's got a big job. All those people hanging around just trying to get that rubber, guys.
And let me try to explain why there is such a shortage of tires, because this is the last time that Goodyear's going to use this particular tire at this racetrack. So there's no need to bring 100, 200 extra tires. They just have to throw them away at the end of the season. So they used everything they had.
Jimmy Johnson using those 8-lap fresher tires to his advantage, taking 2nd place from Ward Burton. Remember, he restarted 13th after his pit stop a while ago.
And it makes a difference. I mean, those 7 or 8 laps, it doesn't make a difference at a lot of other racetracks, but it does here at Rockingham. That's why I was surprised a lot more people didn't come in for those tires when Jimmy Johnson did.
Watch Jeff Gordon here.
Ooh, up in the dirt.
Spencer with a little wiggle.
Yeah, Spencer got a little loose. And
yeah, especially when he hit him.
So, yeah.
See Jeff in the gas out, the gas out. Jamie McMurray back on the track, by the way, in that 42 after repairs. 19 laps down.
And Jimmy got a little loose coming off. The 2 there had to get out of the gas a little bit, and that's when Jeff ran into him that second time.
Remember, Jeff Gordon penalized for rough driving at lap 84 after he and Ryan Newman tangled. Gordon went a lap down, got his lap back on a subsequent restart, and now the 24 car is in 18th position. Jeremy Mayfield leads at 150 miles through the field. NASCAR on TNT returns to the Rock.
And looking to make some more memories today at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. Jeremy Mayfield continues to lead, while championship leader Matt Kenseth is hoping to close in on his first Winston Cup. Let's take you through the field all the way through the top 20 cars. And my gosh, I get to start with the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield. Been very quiet on the radio till 2 laps ago when they asked him, how's your car? Tight end, loose off, the changes helped it, we're doing good. Matt?
Jimmy Johnson continues to close the gap, telling Chad Knaus, I need a little more help with the forward bite. The big reason why...
Trouble, guys.
Got a spin, turn 4.
Kyle Petty.
Yep. 45 car has looped around, and the caution flag is out. That never fails. We do through the field, the caution comes out.
Yeah. Don't believe Kyle hit anything.
This will be yellow flag number 6 on the day.
But all these guys are going, yay, tires!
Oh, man. And the crew chief is saying, oh, no, not another set of tires.
Like you said, we won't be seeing any 2-tire stops
Not
here.
today. And fuel, if anybody runs 100 laps that they probably can run on fuel, they'll be on the rims.
They should get an award.
Yeah.
There's your lucky dog, Elliott Sadler. First car a lap down when the caution waved, and he'll get to come back around the pace car after the pit stops and get back on the lead lap. There have been a lot of lucky dogs today because we've had a lot of caution flags.
Been a whole pack of them.
And they're howling with delight.
Here we go.
Mayfield, Johnson, Elliott, Ward Burton, and Michael Waltrip coming in, Matt.
And Chad Knaus is going to shuffle the air pressures for Jimmy Johnson. He had tried several different lines. It had helped the race car. He hit pit road in the second position, Bill.
Somebody just said that Jeremy was tight end, loose off. Oh, that was me. Yeah, so this is just 4 tires and fuel. The car is excellent. They swing around to the left side. We go to Snyder.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. into the 7th position at his worst racetrack. He's having his best run. Very happy with the car. Turns really good into 1. Just okay into turn 3. Just a little loose off. No changes, Dave.
Ward Burton loose on entry, tight in the middle. They're putting air back in the right rear where it was when he was so good. Rear out of the left to keep up with the track today.
And you know what Bill Weber was saying? Tight end loose off to Jeremy Mayfield. That's probably the best way you can be here at Rockingham. You want the car to push getting in, and you can be loose off because you can control that with the throttle.
And going in when you're off the throttle, you need for it to be tight.
Kyle Petty bringing out the caution flag with a spin in turn 4 just a minute ago.
Looked like he was trying to avoid spinning out Steve Park in the 30 car and just had to jump off the throttle. And these cars with these locker gears, when you jump off the throttle, around it goes.
4-wheel slide, didn't hit anything, and he's fired up and continued on. Caution flag number 6 out here at Rockingham. Close quarters on pit road here at the Rock.
On board with Robbie Gordon. Kevin Harvick completes his pit stop but can't quite make it.
Oh, look, he did some damage? No.
Yeah,
A little bit.
pulling the fender out.
So they both leave at the same time. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Jeremy Mayfield.
30 cars on the lead lap. Jeremy Mayfield the leader. Jimmy Johnson, Bill Elliott, Ward Burton, Michael Waltrip the order off pit road. And the rest of the top 10, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Sterling Marlin, Jeff Burton, and Ricky Craven up into the number 10 spot.
Ricky Craven. Ricky Craven gets around this racetrack pretty good.
Really does. A terrific setup. You know, yesterday in the happy hour we talked to Ricky Craven and he had the slowest speed there. And And he said, well, we'll try some things, but we're just going to put it back the way that we know to set the car up at Rockingham. We'll be okay.
And you know what? There's a lot of teams that did that. A lot of teams had different setups and went, you know what? We're just going to go back to what works.
Watching Dale Earnhardt Jr. as he runs in 7th spot, trying to pick up some positions.
Look at Jimmy Johnson. Here he comes. Trying to close up on the back of the 43, Jeff Green, who's a lap down, or a couple laps down.
Yep, 35th place for the 43 car. Behind them, Bill Elliott on the move, trying to deal with the lap car of Kurt Busch. Right now, Kurt in position for a lucky dog pass, as he is the first car 1 lap down. Remember, he got involved in a little scrum with Casey Mears and Dale Jarrett.
Man, that car's bottoming out.
Yeah, it is. Big time.
97 car, Kurt Busch bottomed out, getting in to get it. When he's getting into turn 3, he bottomed, and then again, right when he was entering 4. They must have the tire pressures down quite a bit.
The 22 right behind Kurt Busch, that is Scott Wimmer, and that's the guy he's racing for the first car not on the lead lap right now. So if Wimmer can get around Busch and a caution comes out, he'll get the free pass around. Let's see, stories in this one. Long green flag run to start with, and a series of caution flags that have kept this race under the yellow more than the green here recently. Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon tangling at lap 84. With Gordon getting penalized a lap, which he got back fairly quickly. Some tire strategies being played. Let's make a deal being played out on pit road as people search for fresh rubber with all the cautions and the championship quest.
He's still in the thick of it. He's still, I don't think he wants to be there, does he, Bill?
I don't think so at all. He just can't get the car to go, Wally. Says he doesn't know what to do with the machine. It's loose off the turns. They did take out a left rear spring rubber, gave him 4 tires and fuel, but right now, Johnson and Jr. trying to close in on Kenseth.
Kenseth around Todd Bodine to pick up 20th. Now the next car in line is the 7 of Jimmy Spencer.
I mean, in the middle of it. That's what we talked about earlier. If something happens,
yeah,
you're right there.
Well, we saw when the spin happened in front of him earlier, and he slowed down, and Tony Stewart didn't get checked up as quickly. And Benny, you talked about how Kenseth could have just as easily got knocked around into the wall and heavily damaged that car.
Yeah.
Like somebody we saw back in 1973 here.
Battle for 5th. Junior goes by Bobby Labonte, takes over the 5th spot. Junior in the 8 car. Marty, what about the 8 car?
He's very happy, VP, and it's unusual. He usually has 1 or 2 things to say about the chassis, but this last time, very happy with the chassis, and it turns into 1. Great, a little bit loose off. They decided to make no changes on this last stop. They tested here, so the tire situation, they're fine. They have 13 more sets of tires. You can't believe how many offers to buy these sets of tires they've had today.
Junior hunting that high ground to see if he can get around Michael Waltrip, his teammate, for 4th spot.
Oh, got a good run right there.
Boy, did he ever. That's almost like he had 100 more horsepower than Michael, and we know that they have basically the same amount of horsepower because the same engine room builds them.
So Junior up to 4th, and for the race lead.
Wow.
Jimmy Johnson out front for the first time today. Well, not so fast. Here comes Mayfield.
What was that all about? Hey, Matt, are they making deals down there? What?
Before the restart, Jimmy Johnson said, ask the 19 if I can get out front, grab 5 bonus points, and then just let me settle in, and I will ride. One other comment, though, being a would-be aerodynamist, he did tell Chad, you should see the rear fender in the 19. It looks more like the Batmobile than a Dodge.
Observation from Jimmy riding behind Jeremy there.
He's trying to be an official.
He's trying to figure out why that car's getting through the corner so much faster than you. And that's what you do when you're driving. You're looking at, especially when you're following a car this long, you're looking at all the rear bumper and the fenders and the spoiler, the way the roof is slanted. Then you go back after racing and go, you know what, maybe we should do this.
And just to detail that situation, you heard Chad Knaus say, thank you, Ray. Obviously, the deal cut there with Ray Evernham, the team owner, to let that 48 car get 5 bonus points for leading a lap Remember, they're in that fight for second in the championship.
88 car had the left front tire smoking pretty bad the last time, Marty.
They're asking him what it is. His spotter, Bob Jeffers, saying it might be a wheel bearing. DJ said, I do have a flat or something is wrong. They are going to bring him down pit road, change all 4 tires. Conversation continues as to what exactly it is. Wow, DJ having a hard time hanging on to that car, huh, BP?
Yeah, it looked like it was just the fender rubbing the tire, but here comes Jimmy Johnson one more time for the lead. When I first saw it, I thought it was a fender rubbing the tire, but might be more serious than that on the 88 car.
Now that one's for real.
Yeah, that's
for real. That
deal.
counted.
Jimmy Johnson, new leader. And now Bill Elliott closing in on Mayfield for second. Pretty good day for those red Dodgers, huh, Bill?
Yeah, especially the 9, and then Jeremy Mayfield having a good run too, but his car's just too loose, and they didn't make any changes last time, so you know what they're going to blame it on, Wally?
Tires.
You got it.
Bill Elliott working the outside of his teammate in the other red car. This team, no change in their last stop. The car is so good, Bill was afraid to touch anything. They're just trying to get a better read on it. In fact, Bill did say you can see where the track is starting to get some shade. They're worried the track is starting to tighten up.
So Bill Elliott the second behind Jimmy Johnson at lap 177 of 393 here at Rockingham. Opened on October 31st, 1965. The North Carolina Speedway hosting the NASCAR Winston Cup Series for the 77th time today. And we're closing in on halfway in this 400-mile race. Jimmy Johnson out in front, 4th different driver to lead on the day. Johnson in the Lowe's 48 started back in 18th position and took the lead for the first time at lap number 170, then for good here at lap 174. We check our little Debbie lap leaders and those who spent the time out in front. Jeremy Mayfield the most so far, followed by Newman, Ward Burton, and then Jimmy Johnson has led for 11 laps at this point. Talked about Dale Jarrett having some troubles earlier, Marty.
It was more than a flat left front, broken left front hub. That's where DJ was feeling the vibration. They are behind the wall now. They're going to replace this hub, get him back out, but we will not have a season sweep here at Rockingham.
No.
Looks like a wheel bearing has caused the hub to go bad.
Yeah, that's the start of it there.
For the lead, Bill Elliott. In on Jimmy Johnson's bumper.
He got a great runoff turn 4 that time as well, and look at him go to the bottom of the racetrack. The cars, Wally, that tested here looks like they can run on the bottom. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Michael Walker, Bill Elliott. Looks like they can. They've learned something during that test.
What an incredible drive from last to first for Bill Elliott. And we're not even halfway through the race. Elliott, a 3-time winner here at Rockingham, made his first ever Winston Cup start at this racetrack on February 29th, 1976. You'll appreciate this, guys. He started 34th, finished 33rd, and took home a grand total of $640. My, how far we've come. I think Matt Kenseth's check, if he takes that championship today, will be considerably more than $640. You think, Bill?
It certainly will be. And guess what? He's moving forward. A little loose on the exit, but the car's going through the center of the turns much better with the spring rubber removed from the left rear. Matt now on the march to the front.
Up to 15th place.
And once again, if he leads here with a 186-point lead, the championship is his.
And if it's less, pretty much all he has to do is start the engine up next week, right?
But he's got to get there.
He's got to get there.
Yeah.
Ward Burton very strong earlier in the race, now has slipped back to 7th spot. Sterling Marlin trying to put some pressure on him for that position in the 40 car. Haven't talked a lot about the 40 so far today. Sterling started 31st.
What's that Burton behind Sterling?
Yep.
Sneaking his way back in.
99 car involved in a spin down the front stretch back at lap 101. And behind Bill Elliott now, a change of view in his rear view mirror as his teammate Jeremy Mayfield has gone by Jimmy Johnson. And we tried this through the field thing before and it brought out a caution. We'll take a break, come back and try through the field again. Don't go away. Something big could happen.
And the action continues at the North Carolina Speedway here in Rockingham, North Carolina. with Bill Elliott, the former Winston Cup champion, now out front on a day when Matt Kenseth hopes to become the next Winston Cup champion. All right, the guys in the booth are laughing at us, but we'll try it again. Let's take you through the field, and Matt's lead off.
Bill, Big Red commanding out front. 1-2 so far for Ray Evernham's Dodges. Bill Elliott, no changes on that last stop as he continues just to slowly pull away, Bill.
Jeremy Mayfield, a good run throughout most of the race, led a number of laps, car just a little bit too free right now. Back to you, Matty.
Jimmy Johnson runs third. He faded a little bit, says needs a little bit of help with a forward bite, but what he really needs, long runs. The car is great on long runs, plus he only has 3 sets of sticker tires left. Marty?
Every year of his Winston Cup career, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has tested here at Rockingham, and it never really paid off until now. All you hear on his radio are lap times, cars excellent. Bill?
Michael Waltrip was too tight, so they freed him up. He got too loose. On this set of tires, hasn't said a word, but when you're running 5th, you're pretty much okay at this point of the race, Dave.
Labonte's team made a wedge adjustment on the last stop to fix a tight middle loose-off condition. Car's still just a little bit loose. It's been loose all day for Labonte. The zero car of Ward Burton, well, he started out second today, had a little trouble on this last restart, said the car was bottoming out. But you know what? In only the 3rd start for Ward in this zero car, thinks he's got a long, good future ahead of him.
Hey, well, boys, I don't know what's going to happen today. We're going to try to, everything we can control, do a good job. But we got a lot of things to look forward to down the road.
The last radio transmission from Ward was that he has no grip in the zero car, Matt.
Dave Sterling Marling holding station in the 8th position. Tony Glover from the spotter stand says the car looks like a rocket ship off turn 2. No worries about tires due to the fact their 2 teammates are not having the best of days, Marty.
And here comes Ryan Newman. Fell back as far as 25th, up to 10th. Car loose off of the corners. So what he's done is dialed more front brake in. That tightens up the car, Matt.
Rounding out the top 10, Jeff Burton, a former winner here at the Rock, but he hasn't gone to victory lane in over 2 years. He says the back of the car is just not stuck into the racetrack. They're talking about what adjustments to make on their next stop, Marty.
Climb on board with Rusty Wallace, Matt, and you'll see the fact that he is loose off of the corners. That's what he's been fighting all afternoon long, driving the car that led the most laps here in February. So far today, has not led one, Matt.
Early in the race, Mark Martin was good in the first part of the run, but then the car went to the free side. They made a track bar adjustment to fix that. He hasn't said much about the race car ever since, Dave.
Ricky Craven said a lot about his race car, a lot of tight all day long. They haven't made very many changes, though, and didn't make any changes last time. They may need to step out and do something drastic to make Ricky's car a race winner today. Bill?
Matt Kenseth currently running 14th on the racetrack. 7th or better clinches the Winston Cup for him, no matter what happens. He's from Cambridge, Wisconsin, where they like to say the population is 1,100. And Matt, it is the heart of Middle America. He went back there a few months ago and was honored at the Madison International Speedway. Well, today in Cambridge at the sports page, these are Matt Kenseth fans watching our TNT coverage, hoping that the celebration is there as well as here this afternoon. Again, Matt needs 7th or better for the championship, and that place and this place will rock. Continuing through the field, the 16 car of Greg Biffle, not one of their better days, but they've made a nice recovery. Biffle hasn't said much on the radio recently, trying to climb up, currently running 15th. Matt?
Jeff Gordon, Bill, trying to recover from his pit stop. He was blocked in by the 74 car. They made a wedge adjustment and took some tape off the grill. The water temperature had climbed all the way to 260. He currently runs in the 16th position.
Tony Stewart has been struggling today. Just talk to the crew. The car is still too tight. It simply will not turn. As for the 49 car of Ken Schrader, a strong run for these guys, looking for another strong finish and looking ahead to next season. Schrader currently running 18th on the racetrack. Dave?
Jimmy Spencer has been complaining about his car not being in the track. They made track bar adjustments all day long. Last time just a little bit loose. They went down on the track bar again. Marty?
Rockingham start number 53 for Ricky Rudd. They've made no changes on the last 2 stops. They're good on the longer runs. Problem for them, they can't get a run long enough to show just how good they are, Alan.
All right, there are your top 20 out of 27 on the lead lap. Hey, Weber, we got through it.
How about that? And you guys were laughing at us, too. And guess what?
Yes.
We'll try it again a little later.
I'll bet we do.
And this long run that we've had on this green flag run is the best thing that can happen to all these guys that are short on tires.
Bobby Labonte trying Ward Burton for 6th place. Not quite. Went back to green at lap 156, so 50 laps on this set of tires now. Well, that was the last lap they pitted, a little less than 50 on the set of tires under the green. And Bill Elliott out in front. He took the lead at lap 186. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Beautiful, sunny, if a little chilly fall afternoon here at Rockingham, North Carolina, where Bill Elliott is out in front of the second to last race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series season. He's got 2.3 seconds on his teammate, Jeremy Mayfield. You thought they were negotiating hard down on pit road for those tires. You should have seen the negotiations here in the booth during the commercial between Benny and Wally. They want to figure out who's going to say, "Cue the duck. I lost." Aflac. Time for our Aflac NASCAR Winston Cup Trivia Quiz. Who are the last brothers to finish first and second in a NASCAR Winston Cup Series race?
Oh, brothers, huh?
It's not all that long ago, so that narrows it down to probably a couple sets of brothers.
I guess the Labontes, maybe. Wallace's, Burton's, huh? You're at Rockingham.
Yeah. Fall race 1999. Third time brothers had finished first and second in a Winston Cup race. The third time the two brothers had finished first and second in the Winston Cup race, excuse me. And one other 1-2 brother finish at this racetrack. Donnie Allison beat brother Bobby in June 1968.
And a battle for the second position. Jimmy Johnson, 48, trying to take it away from Jeremy Mayfield, 19.
Working them wheels, aren't they?
I'm telling you. We're getting to the point that they're all wanting tires.
Yes. Last pit stops at lap 156. By the way, Kevin Harvick just made a green flag pit stop again. He did that earlier in the race, and it took him till lap 108 to get back on the lead lap. He's got time. 175 to go. So Jimmy Johnson to second and Mayfield to third after dominating the middle chunk of this race. And I'll tell you, got to be impressed with Matt Kenseth. Kind of struggled around with the handling of their car earlier in the race. BP back in the 20s. He's just moved up to the 11th position.
Car looks like it's working very, very well right now. So you folks up in Cambridge, it's time to clap. There you go. Things looking good for the hometown boy.
It's going to be a big scene if this thing comes off for Kenseth today.
Now, Matt has no idea that that camera's up there and that those people are watching. And if he did, he'd probably be as nervous as he could possibly be. Would you think, Benny?
I think he would be. But you know who's going to be the most nervous of all, Bill? Robbie Reiser.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's got to dress up to go to New York. And he doesn't buy clothes. His wife bought. Oh, he's in big trouble.
I think he'll put up with a tuxedo for a night.
Oh, he's in trouble now. Robbie's in big trouble.
All right. Well, it's 173 laps away, but the 186 key number being met by Kenseth so far through the day here at Rockingham. The trophy's in the house. Will Matt get to hoist it at the end of the afternoon? Stick around and find out. 24 cars on the lead lap, past halfway here at the Rock. We are past halfway today in the Pop Secret 400, Rockingham, North Carolina. Bill Elliott is your race leader.
Is it my imagination or I smell popcorn?
No, you do.
Well, you just said that.
You do. That's one of those things they do here every year.
Pumping it through the vents?
Yes, must be because I smell it as well.
Uh-huh. Look out, BP smells food. Jimmy Johnson is 4 6/10 seconds behind the leader. That's the gap first to second. Now for 6th place, Ryan Newman.
Oh, he gets blocked behind Steve Park.
Oh, he hates that.
Got to make another run at him here.
And Sterling Marlin, that 40 car is right there.
They've been out there for long enough on these tires that this is where the four-wheel slide, who slides the least, comes into play.
Yeah, you have to give the guy a lot of room if you're going to pass him down on the bottom of the racetrack, because your car will slide a long ways.
Remember Ryan Newman involved in an incident back at lap 84 with Jeff Gordon where they banged fenders about 3 times in a couple laps. End result, Gordon spinning Newman out. Jeff was penalized a lap for that. Newman fell back to 25th place at the time.
Gets the spot.
Put him back to 6th spot.
Ryan starting on pole today, leading the opening 47 laps.
You know, 48 car was it seemed like before this last stop, was better on the long run. That's where he really started to shine.
But this time it looks like the 19 in Mayfield is better.
Yes, sir.
So Jeremy back to second place. Best finish at Rockingham for Mayfield. 5th place run. The spring race, 1999. Caught up in a wreck here in this year's first race back in February. You know, the Evernham teams, when Ray Evernham left Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports to go form this operation, a lot of folks thought, boy, there's going to be a lot of success here, and it's going to be big and it's going to be fast. It's taken longer for Ray to get his teams to where he wanted them to be than even he expected, but it sure seems like they're there now.
Yeah, it looks like that they really have finally got to the point that they are a contender almost each and every week, and that's all you can ask for, is just a chance to win. Then it's up to the teams and the drivers to get the car set up well enough to go out and win.
Dale Jarrett had been behind the wall, but he's back on track now after repairs. We saw the left front hub and bearing damage earlier. DJ, 41st place, 52 laps down. Not going to be a good day for him. In fact, his win here in February is about the only highlight of his season so far. We talked with Dale about the struggle that's been 2003 earlier this weekend.
The hardest part has been on days that we have performed in a reasonable manner. The finishes don't show that, and then we've had so many bad days that you put all of that together, it looks like everything was just horrible. But we have made gains, and don't give up on it.
I talked with Eddie DeHaan, who's been newly hired as the general manager of Robert Gates Racing. He said, aggressive, aggressive, aggressive is the program for that team this winter. They've got big plans for their research and development. He said you will see these two cars perform much better in 2004.
And Matt Kenseth continues to go toward the front. He is just right behind Michael Waltrip. Last time I thought he was going to get him down the front stretch. He's currently up in the 10th position. And
Mark missed his pit stop.
Right here, Mark, right here. Whoa.
Ooh, that's going to cost him.
man,
Yeah, stopping to back up on a green flag pit stop. The lead marker's running 14th at the time of his pit stop.
Jeff Gordon on the pit road, Ricky Craven.
Monkey see, monkey do now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be hitting it.
Well, it's about that time, though. 156 was the last time they pitted.
I know, but it's as soon as the first guy hits it, it seems like everybody comes after him. Matt.
Jeff Gordon did make up a little bit of game after being blocked in that last stop. Made up 7 spots, but the car is tight in the middle. Steve Letard, the car chief, told me they're going to make a chassis adjustment. You did see the wrench in the back window, Dave.
32 car still very tight. They are going to go to the chassis adjustment this time. It'll be up on the track bar. Try to make that car a little bit freer through the corners for Ricky Craven.
Remember the last time all these guys stopped, and what, 2 or 3 laps later, out came the caution flag.
Yeah, this is, they need to let this circle through, so to speak. All these cars have to pit, or these guys that are pitting right now are going to get put a lap or 2 down.
Man, look at the windshield on Michael Waltrip. Well, that's a terrible view to have. They'll try and help him here with that, Bill.
Michael Waltrip was too tight, freed him up, now too loose, so it's air pressure adjustments for the 15 car. We're sliding backwards through the field, 4 tires of fuel mat.
A round of wedge for Jeff Burton. His car was really, really loose, and he emphasized a loose part. They were talking about pulling the spring rubber. Nothing on the ground, Marty.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, I can barely hang on to it. Feels like the left front's going to give up on me. He said, can you hang on to it for 15 more laps? Absolutely, I can do that. Car not as good this time, a little bit looser. They make an air pressure adjustment on Dale Jr.'s car, Dave.
4 tires for Ward Burton. Wedge in the left rear. That should help Ward's car. Remember, it was bottoming out, had no grip. Ward was told to just hang on till he could come into the pits. This is the time he gets fresh tires. He'll feel like a hero for the first 2 laps after this.
Looks like that right front tire was on fire, so much smoke. Meanwhile, Bill, 20 coming to you.
Yeah, Tony Stewart still trying to get that car to work. Chassis adjustment because it simply will not turn. It's tight in and will not turn in the center. So they make a chassis adjustment, give him 4 tires and fuel.
Did Kenseth, is he
missed his pit stall.
And Mark looks like he has an engine problem. Caution flag is out.
Kenseth was coming onto pit road. The caution came out. He ducked back onto the racetrack.
That was a good move.
But my question is, was he inside that line when the commitment line?
And remember, that was a rule NASCAR instituted a what, about a month ago?
Yeah, that's my only concern. But Mark Martin, heavy smoke. Hopefully he made it.
There's the line we're talking about, BP.
Yes, right here. This is the commitment line. Normally, one of these cones sits over here on this corner, but since it's so close to the racetrack, they felt like the drivers would hit that, so it's moved over.
But you got to be inside that line when you come to pit road, and once you cross that line, you have to pit.
Let's watch Kenseth as he makes his entrance on the pit road and see.
He's off turn 4. Brakes, 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 brakes.
Oh, yeah. He straddled the line, so I don't know.
The call was just made. 17 went through the commitment line. He had to pit there, so he'll restart tail end of the longest line.
That's better than losing a lap, though.
Absolutely.
Good move by his part. Great move.
Absolutely. That's staying on your toes right there.
Yellow, yellow.
And all those guys that pitted under green,
lap down.
We are now showing 6 cars on the lead lap.
And Matt Kenseth is one of those guys because he went back on the racetrack.
Yeah. Now, there'll be a bunch of guys that won't pit, and they'll restart tail end of the lead lap.
And the leader's got a lot of traffic ahead of him.
Yeah, but Bill Elliott, Jeremy Mayfield, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Ken Schrader, and Matt Kenseth are the only guys on the lead lap at this point before the pit stops.
Ken Schrader.
And Tony Raines will be on the lead lap when it's over because he's the lucky dog.
Yep. Okay, pit road's open.
Well, we talked about that. You needed to circle through, but
didn't quite make it. Uh-oh. Got a little problem there. That wrench is not supposed to be there.
That would be leaving the box with equipment. Okay, Matt.
The 2003 World Pit Crew Champions going to work on Bill Elliott's Dodge. Mike Ford will make a slight air pressure adjustment to help make that race car a little less tight, Bill.
Jeremy Mayfield's going to get 4 tires, fuel, add some wedge, and an air pressure adjustment to help the handle of the car at the beginnings of the run. As for Matt Kenseth, he's on pit road, wanted an air pressure adjustment in all of his tires, a ½ a pound except the right rear to try and help the handle. They start on the right side of that car, swing around to the left. They'll start at the tail end of the longest line for violation of the commitment line coming onto pit road. So a lot of action down here.
Well, what's the commercial say? This changes everything. This changes everything. Now, here's the one that's going to be really interesting to see. Who of the cars that had just pitted under the green don't come in now when the lap cars could enter pit road?
All cars that have been on the racetrack for more than 5 laps will be on the pit road.
Michael Waltrip's going to stay out. Jeff Gordon, Ward Burton, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, Robbie Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart. Those are guys staying out, and they're going to end up tail end of the lead lap when this thing restarts. These are guys who have chosen the fresh tires over the tail end of the lead lap. It's Robbie Reiser arguing the commitment line call with the NASCAR official assigned to his pit.
Attaboy, Robbie.
Can't give it to him. But, you know, that line is pretty far back, that commitment line, compared to, you know, what it used to be.
And the cone isn't there this week. I think that kind of is a confusion thing. It's not there.
But if the cone was there, he would have run it square over.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He was inside the cone had it been there.
As they run.
Look at that. 16.
Yeah, as they run, it will be a big day for people wearing yellow and black. Still got 148 laps to go, and as we've seen in this race, there's a lot can happen. Those people will be happy. They're wearing yellow and black.
Must be cold in Wisconsin. I see they all got sweatshirts on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's 17 sweatshirts. I see.
148 laps to go on potentially a championship day at the Rock.
248 laps completed here at the North Carolina Speedway. We are under caution, and teams have been on and off of pit road. Matt Kenseth started to come to pit road, then realized the caution was going to be out, so stayed out, but did violate the commitment line, so he should have to go to the tail end of the longest line. There's Matt coming in, going across that line, then opting to stay back out on the track. Did a nice job keeping the car under control. This was the conversation a few moments ago between Matt and crew chief Robbie Reiser.
Deal on pit road, Robbie. I was past that line. It's going to be hard to argue that when you see my burnout marks leaving there. But it's supposed to be if you're inside that cone, and they got the cones on the wrong side of pit road, so it's hard to tell where that line is. I didn't think I was past it, but when I drive by it now, you know, I might have been past it a car length, but there's no cones, and it's still part of the racetrack. They got the line so far back. You know what I mean?
Matt was looking for a cone on driver's right. You see those two cones on the right side of the screen. In past weeks, there's been a cone on the right side. That's not there basically because, well, certainly one of these guys would hit it and put it in the middle of the track. So he'll have to back up to go forward. Currently 6th, racing for a championship. More excitement from The Rock on TNT coming up.
One lap away from a restart here at Rockingham. And let me catch my breath because we got to explain this one to you here and try and set up the restart. Jeremy Mayfield, Bill Elliott, Ryan Newman, Ward Burton, and Jimmy Johnson have led the most laps today. We're under the 7th caution. Only cars out of the race. Mark Martin, who just had the engine problem that brought out this caution. Kevin LePage and Derek Cope. Now, there are only 7 cars on the lead lap, and then another 6 cars on the tail end of the lead lap. Leader Bill Elliott is going to restart 7th in the outside lane of cars.
He's back here,
yeah,
and all these cars in front of him want to stay in front.
They're on the tail end of the lead lap. Matt Kenseth had to go to the end of all this. He's about 38th in line on this restart, even though he's 7th place in the race. And just understanding how the guys got tail end of the lead lap, they did not pit under the caution. When the leaders did pit, the pace car stayed out. They pulled up behind the pace car. The guys came off pit road behind him.
And Junior got in turn 1 and slid up the racetrack. Did Elliott get by him? No, might have.
No, he didn't. No. A couple other guys got by, but Elliott's boxed in there behind Ricky Rudd and next to Jimmy Spencer there in the 7 car. Really doesn't have any place to go until they start singling out.
Remember, Bill Elliott in the 9 is the race leader. He's behind all this mess. Cars on the tail end of the lead lap in front of Elliott are Sterling Marlin, Greg Biffle, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Jr.,
And Jimmy Johnson just went by all these guys on the inside to take the lead. He goes by Junior. He's put him a lap down. He's got the 21 a lap down. Man, 48's going somewhere, Matt.
He is on the move. Chad Canales told me 2 races ago they're bringing their best stuff here into Homestead. They want to solidify that second of the points, but they want wins. They want to carry this momentum into 2004.
Man. All those guys jammed up on the outside. He took that inside line, and away that 48 car went.
And that's a good place to be right now because you know, Elliott and those guys are going to be stuck back there in traffic. They need to clear these guys as quick as they can.
See Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 11th place. He's the first car 1 lap down, trying to get around Jimmy Johnson. Here's the race for 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Ryan Newman in the 12 trying to get around Mayfield and Elliott.
Yeah, looking up there to the top. Nope, not this time.
You know, dodging back out onto the track, BP, you talked about it before, for Matt Kenseth, was a great stroke of luck and a good move. Even though he's back in the traffic in the middle of all the soup, he is one of only 10 cars on the lead lap by not having made the green flag pit stop before the caution came out. Bill?
Alan, it was exciting at the front of the field and a mess at the rear of the field, and there are a couple of reasons why Matt Kenseth had to go to the tail end. When he went back there, guys in front of him that he was supposed to be behind stopped as a courtesy, trying to get him to go past them for a better restart position. He talked to Robbie Reiser. Robbie said stop again, so Matt stopped again, and again the guys, as a courtesy, tried to let Matt go in front of him. So he had to start way behind the field to make sure that he was in the proper position and not penalized again.
And it's a courtesy, and like I said earlier, they don't want to be around the guy that's clinched the championship today.
2nd place. Bill Elliott, Ryan Newman, Jeremy Mayfield, and Ricky Rudd in that 21 doesn't want to let these guys get by him.
Yeah, they feel like maybe he's the leader. I think they've forgotten that the 48 car is on out there about 2 seconds in front of this battle.
And Rudd right now third in line as far as the lucky dog pass is concerned. Ooh, 3 wide.
Oh, this is going to be exciting.
Especially, yeah, okay. Single out here.
Elliott just can't figure out which line he needs to be in and which car is going to be the best, the 21 or 31.
Robbie Gordon, 31 car, is 2 laps down in 24th place. Ricky Rudd in the 21 is 1 lap down in 13th. See if Newman tries to stuff it underneath Rudd there.
Whoa.
He thought about it.
Yeah. You're not clear.
All right, finally, Robbie Gordon gets a 31 car, gives the 9 some breathing room.
Yeah, great, tell you what, great drive for that 12 team. After getting in the spin at lap 84, back to 25th, up to 3rd. Solid day.
And Bill Elliott, the 9 cars, you said many times, started at the rear of the field today because of having an engine problem on Friday.
So they sorted out around the lap traffic now, but leader Jimmy Johnson still in the soup. He's not at the head of the field. He's behind several cars on the tail end of the lead lap and even a couple 1 lap down. 129 laps to go here at Rockingham.
Under green at the North Carolina Speedway, where Jimmy Johnson continues to lead. Final fall race here at the Rock. It's been a good one so far. Looking forward to a big finish. Could be somebody in victory lane. Could be a new Winston Cup champion when the checkered flag falls. Matt Kenseth on the track needs to finish 7th or better to lock it up. A lot of his fans from Cambridge, Wisconsin are watching at a sports bar, the sports page back there. But his father has been traveling him for the last few weeks. His father rode in his motor coach to Phoenix and then rode all the way back. And there he is, watching on top of the motor coach in the infield. He likes to be in the best possible place he can see the race without bothering anybody else or anybody bothering him. So Roy Kenseth is here watching his son on the track while his fans and family members watch back home on television in Cambridge, Wisconsin. Matt Kenseth in the 17 car going for his first Winston Cup championship and trying to bring the first Winston Cup to Jack Roush. Could be a big afternoon for those guys, huh?
Yeah. That's what my dad used to do when he went to the races and I was driving. Just stand in one place and make circles.
Story of the sport, really, for so many people, stories of fathers and sons. Matt Kenseth got his start, his involvement in racing, working on and watching his dad, working on his dad's race cars on the short tracks in Wisconsin. Who'd have thought it might turn out like this?
No way of knowing.
120 laps away from possibly locking up the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship today. Kenseth ahead of the curve as far as that 186-point lead he needs to have at the end of the day to lock up the title for 2003. His rivals, Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in 11th place, 1 lap down. Jimmy Johnson is leading the race. And Kenseth, again, getting a good break when he managed to hang that right back out onto the racetrack when the caution came out for Mark Martin's lost engine.
Now that was a huge break. Very good move on Matt Kenseth's part.
There's going to be a big party up there tonight.
Yes. Check that out.
Cambridge, Wisconsin, 1101.
1100 and Matt, huh?
Yep. And Matt Kenseth running in 5th place right now. He's passed Ken Schrader since the restart. Next in line for Matt to catch for position will be Jeremy Mayfield. And he's got about 4 seconds before he'll catch up to the 19 car as far as ground to make up.
Cars are going down the backstretch, the sun at their back. Wonder what it's going to look like when he goes down the front stretch and drives into the sun. Remember at Phoenix last week, it was pretty bad. And it used to be bad here at Rockingham. But well, it's not the greatest. Still not too good. But that grandstand that they built down in turns 1 and 2 helped the situation because I think before the race is over, that corner will be in the shade.
Yeah, it blocks the sun.
Jimmy Johnson is leading the Pop Secret 400 with 115 laps to go. He's got a 2.3-second advantage on Bill Elliott. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Southern Californian Jimmy Johnson out in front here at Rockingham, North Carolina, in search of what would be his 4th NASCAR Winston Cup Series win of 2003. He's 109, now 108 laps away from the checkered flag. Pretty good sized gap back to second place, 1.7 seconds.
It was 3 something though.
That's right.
10 or 15 laps ago.
Don't look in the mirror, Jimmy. You might see red. Bill Elliott, red.
3 Dodges lined up behind him.
Elliott, Ryan Newman, and Jeremy Mayfield, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Matt Kenseth, Ken Schrader, Tony Raines, and Sterling Marlin, the only other cars on the lead lap. After caution came out in the middle of a set of green flag pit stops and put many 1 lap down. Hate it when that happens.
I hate it when that happens too.
Is that Ward Burton?
Unless, of course, you're one of the guys that on the lead lap.
18th place, Ward Burton, who spent 30 laps out in front of this race earlier with a little trouble there off turn 2. Kind of had to regroup. Dave?
And of course, he just got unlucky enough to be caught out on that last caution. His car was getting loose. They came in, they made an adjustment to it with air pressure, but it's not the car it was before. However, that last adjustment they made was pretty good, so he said, next time, give me more of the same.
Okay. Well, he may only get one more time. Leaders all pitted with 148 laps to go, or I should say the guys that stopped under caution. Well, they would be the leaders.
Yeah.
Stop with 148 laps to go, so if you split that, that's 74 and 74, depending on if the yellow waves. So they may only have just the one more stop in this race. Matt Kenseth running 5th, 9 seconds behind leader Jimmy Johnson, Bill.
And running toward that championship, Allen, at about 5.5 minutes ago, car runner Jack Roush made his first appearance of the day in the 17 pit. I've been trying to keep an eye on him. He's been in the 16 pit for most of the day, but he walked in here, said hello to some of the crew guys, walked up on top of the box, said one word to Robbie Reiser. Robbie smiled and laughed, said something back to Jack. Then Jack just simply patted Robbie on the back, then took a seat on top of the wagon. He's watching that 17 car, taking him perhaps to his first Winston Cup championship after being so close so many times, especially twice with Mark Martin.
Yeah, referring to 1990 and 2002, Mark Martin was penalized after the first race of the year at Richmond in 1990 for a spacer, a manifold spacer violation. NASCAR penalized him 46 points among his fine. He wound up losing the championship to Dale Earnhardt that year by 26 points.
And I always felt like that they won that championship because it was not a performance enhancing thing that he did. If they had welded that piece on, it would have been legal.
Right.
But they did not weld it on, but there was no difference in the performance of a welded piece or an unwelded piece.
Yeah.
And if you were with us on Discover Card Countdown to Green, you heard Jack Roush say that he has not forgotten.
Yeah.
And felt like that perhaps at that time his relationship with NASCAR brass was not as good as it might have been to help him with the severity of that penalty.
Well, he wasn't in the in-group. I mean, and he had come over, and he was one of the first guys that was really an engineer in the sport. I mean, Jack Roush is a very hands-on type of a guy, an owner. I mean, he's very, very involved with all the parts and pieces of this race team.
And he's very candid.
And I think that, you know, probably he felt that, well, he's going to get it because he hadn't paid his dues yet.
And he says whatever he thinks, and sometimes that saying the right thing doesn't meet well with some people.
The other time that Bill is referring to, the 2 occasions, last year, 2002, Mark Martin's team was penalized 25 points after this race at Rockingham, wound up losing the title by 38 to Tony Stewart, so the penalty not an overall factor in that one.
Well, he's paid his dues now, that's for sure.
And there'll be a lot of people very happy for Jack Roush if he should win this NASCAR Winston Cup Championship as a team owner today for the first time. 99 laps away from the checkered flag at the Rock. Kenseth runs 5th behind leader Jimmy Johnson. Just past the 300-mile mark of today's race at Rockingham, North Carolina, live on TNT. Jimmy Johnson is the race leader, one of 5 drivers that have traded the lead 9 times today. Johnson out in front now for 3 different occasions and 60 of the 301 laps that have been completed. But growing larger in his rear view mirror is Bill Elliott's big red Dodge.
Yeah, I told him don't look too much back in the mirror because all you're going to see is red.
An advantage that was once almost 3 seconds, now just a half a second as Elliott closes in. Matt, how about the leader?
He hasn't said a word on the radio, Alan, about his race car. They made a lot of adjustments on that last stop, air pressure, and also wedge because the car was free on entry and all the way through the corner. Meanwhile, Tim Fidow, the Busch Series driver, Bill Elliott's spotter, is counting him down as they close in on the 48, telling him the line that the 48 is running, trying to help Bill improve his line and get back to the point.
That traffic just ahead of Jimmy Johnson is going to help Bill Elliott, too.
And Matt just talked about line. That's the great thing about a racetrack like Rockingham. The driver can make a difference. Springs and shocks and all that stuff makes a difference, but what the driver does with it makes a bigger difference. The line that he takes around the racetrack, trying to find the place on the racetrack that his car runs best. See, Jimmy's going in the corner higher than Bill Elliott. I mean, Bill could run back up there, but his car wouldn't run as fast.
Right. You've got, and it's almost finding a place where you're searching all the time. The problem is when you get in traffic, sometimes you've got to put your car where it doesn't like to run, and that's when guy behind you like Bill Elliott catches up to you.
Like that big wiggle there off 4 when Johnson tried to pinch it low.
Yep.
For the race lead, trying to put a lap on Joe Nemechek, 0-1 car, who is in 18th place.
And I think that the 48 car looks like he's just too loose to run on the bottom of the racetrack. He needs that high groove.
Yeah, I think you're right, Benny. The car looks loose from the middle off right now, and he needs the top of that racetrack to catch the car.
Third, second. Last 4 weeks finishes for Jimmy Johnson. Gained 139 points on Matt Kenseth in that time for the championship, but it may not be enough as Kenseth runs 5th, just 4 spots behind him.
Now Elliott gets kind of hung up, running side by side with Joe Nemechek. So the 48 of Jimmy Johnson gets a little breathing room.
That was Elliott Sadler's car that was on the bottom of the racetrack heading to pit road for a green flag stop. You saw the leaders flash by. Kenny Wallace also in and back off again. Matt Kenseth, 9 seconds behind the leader, but in 5th place on the lead lap, in position to perhaps claim the championship trophy 86 laps from now. Marty?
Looking pretty good for the 17 and also for Ford. Could be their first championship, Alan, since 1999 with Dale Jarrett, and the first championship for the people of the state of Wisconsin since Alan Kulwicki did it in 1992. Of course, we tragically lost Alan in 1993. Now the folks have a hero for the Wisconsin natives, and we've seen them in Cambridge, Wisconsin all day long at the sports page, and I can guarantee you the entire Badger State is pulling for their new hero, Matt Kenseth. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Matt up on the back bumper of Jeremy Mayfield to race him for 4th spot.
Boy, he has made a huge comeback with that 17 car, hasn't he?
Yeah, they have worked on that car to his liking.
Because he had to start at the rear of the longest line on this last restart after the caution flag for violating that NASCAR rule about not going across the commitment line.
And that's what makes the 17 crew so good, because just when you think you may as well write Matt off, he runs poorly the first part of the race. Those guys keep working on that race car, and before you know it, he's running the top 5.
Remember that the big run for this team in this race came about midway, and Bill Weber can probably update this a little bit more than I, but they kind of ran 20th or so. They were kind of hung back. They dropped back at the start, and then they made an adjustment on a pit stop, I want to say around lap 156. And that got the car's handling on target, and that's when he started coming up through the field.
You're all over it, Alan. They took the spring rubber out of the left rear, and we actually listened to some of their traffic during a commercial, and he said, once you did that thing, Robbie, that's when the car started to really hook up and go, and that thing was take the spring rubber out of the left rear, and off they went.
He came up through the field into the top 10, and he was just inside the top 10 when that whole caution flag in the middle of the pit stops thing happened. And I guess we could throw the luck factor in there too, because they made the call to stay out and not pit. But when the caution flag waved and trapped all those other guys down, that gained him another chunk of ground.
All right, battle for the lead continues. Bill Elliott is there.
Elliott's getting the power down a little bit better than the 48 car right now, Jimmy Johnson.
80 laps to go. Whoa. Lap traffic on the inside. That's Steve Park's 30 car.
And if Jimmy just jumps on that gas just a little bit too hard and breaks the rear loose, Elliott is going to pass him.
See the 21 car of Ricky Rudd. He's faster than these front two cars because he just made a pit stop. Matt?
As Bill Elliott's trying to work the inside on Jimmy Johnson. Elliott says the car is just getting tighter and tighter. He says, Mike, meaning his crew chief Mike Ford, it's the racetrack, not the race car. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson telling Chad Canals, we have fixed the forward bite issue by about 60 to 70%. We need about another 20% to make this car really awesome.
And you see right there is where he's having trouble. Just when Jimmy Johnson's getting on the gas, it's breaking the car loose. It's breaking traction.
Bill Elliott started 5th in the race here back in February, but as the truck, kind of circumstances similar to today, the track didn't have a lot of rubber on it when it started because of rain, and as the track got more rubber in it, the handle on his car got worse. He wound up finishing 3 laps down in 32nd. Obviously, they've found a solution to that because it seems like today on the long runs, this 9 car has really been strong.
See, Elliott's having a hard time. He may pull it off now, but because his car's pushing, he's got to be careful getting into the corner with the 48. He doesn't want to slide up into the 48.
And that's what Wally's talking about pushing. You go in the corner, turn the steering wheel, and it's like you had ice or something. The car just continues straight ahead.
Good stuff. For the lead, Jimmy Johnson in 48, Bill Elliott in 9. Into the later stages.
Elliott gets a little bit sideways there, trying to pull the car down. And I'm telling you, these guys are on pins and needles right now. I mean, these cars are sliding all over the place. They're racing each other hard, but you've got to be so careful because, I mean, you can screw up just a little bit here and take each other out.
Beginning to see a trickle of cars onto pit road under the green flag. Jeff Gordon just on and off. Johnny Benson has been in. Elliott Sadler, Kenny Wallace, Dale Jarrett, John Andretti, and Ricky Rudd in under the green flag.
A long way to go at the end of this race.
75 to go now. And so about another 2 or 3 laps, they'll hit the point where they would split the tire run in half from the last set of pit stops. Johnson's able to hold him off.
Now Elliott is running now where Jimmy Johnson is. That's where he wants to run. He's got to pass him somewhere else, and he tried it lap after lap. Couldn't get it done. What he's got to do is, I mean, if Jimmy Johnson makes a mistake, you saw the wiggle there, that's what it's going to take.
Now the slide job.
Yep.
There you go. Well, he had enough. He felt like he had enough car beside of the 48 car he could afford to do the slide job, and Jimmy Johnson would have to back off the throttle, and it worked perfectly.
And if you're loose on the throttle, eventually, if a guy's working you over, he's going to get you because you're going to break loose a little bit, and it's just going to be enough for a car to pull up beside you.
73 laps to go. Another round of pit stops ahead for the race leaders. Bill Elliott back out in front at Rockingham. We'll bring the curtain down on the NASCAR season next weekend at the Homestead Miami Speedway in South Florida. That fantastic Busch Series championship will come down to 300 dramatic miles, NBC, noon Eastern time. And then the final Winston Cup race of the season on the newly high-banked 1.5 mile in Homestead, starting with Discover Card Countdown to Green at 12:30 Eastern next Sunday.
And basically a brand new racetrack at Homestead, a track that none of these drivers have been on.
And it's going to be fast. Bill Elliott out front quite a bit today, still not led the most laps. Trouble in turn 1, cars in the wall. Ricky Craven and Ricky Rudd.
Yellow.
And all those guys who pitted under green just got burned again.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Jeff Gordon was one of those. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was on pit road. I don't know if he stopped or not.
Oh, man.
What a mess.
Well, the sun had something to do with
I
that.
can't believe that thing's even rolling. It's bent in the middle.
So Ben Lester, the crew chief, first race with the 21 car Ricky Rudd. Not what he wanted to see.
Yeah, that's a mess. What happened to bring out the 8th caution of the day? There's Craven in the 32.
Ricky Rudd has fresher tires on his car, and he gets bumped from behind.
Who was hit by Vickers? Oh.
Yeah.
Man, just clipped Ricky.
And Ricky's riding along, and all of a sudden he's sideways. He said, what did I do?
And when Craven sees the video of that, he's not going to be happy, because he felt like there was some contact with he and Vickers that caused his crash at Phoenix last Sunday.
The boy at the 25 again this time.
Yep. 8th caution.
I didn't forget.
Yep. So even though Rockingham's been one of Ricky Craven's very best Winston Cup tracks, today it will be an ugly finish for the Tide Ride. Final pit stops. Who comes out first? Johnson's crew with a chance to regain him the lead over Elliott, Matt.
Jimmy Johnson says, I need more of what we did last time. Chad Knaus going to make an air pressure adjustment to try to fix the forward bite and free condition. Meanwhile, Bill Elliott hit the road as a leader. They are going to also make an air pressure adjustment. His car was loose and tight. Mike didn't want to over-adjust, Bill.
Matt Kenseth on pit road. The car is good except in the center of turns 1 and 2 where it pushes track bar adjustment, air pressure adjustment. He cannot see because of the sun getting off of pit road. His spotter will help him, Marty.
Third place, Ryan Newman already away. The biggest problem, clean the grill. The water temp was 240, a little tight in the middle. No chassis changes.
And they'll come out like they went in.
Yep.
Bill Elliott's crew holding serve on the pit stops, and he'll hang on to the lead over Jimmy Johnson.
Here comes the 19. Kenny Schrader, the 49 car. Great run for him today.
Yeah, what a great job they've done today.
And then Sterling Marlin comes off pit road. And I don't think we need to forget about Sterling Marlin. He's going to be pretty good at the end of this thing.
So some caution flags bunching up the field, resetting for the finish. Let's salute the guys who build these tough race cars.
At the North Carolina Speedway. Each year, one driver gets the championship trophy, but it's his team that wins him the title. On pit road, Matt Kenseth has had an excellent pit crew. They were the two-time defending pit crew champions and then finished third, going for the three-peat yesterday. Here are the guys that have Matt on the road to the championship.
Robbie Reiser, crew chief, Allenton, Wisconsin.
Todd Millard, Windshield, Middleton, Wisconsin. Chris Brook, front tire carrier, Davie, Florida. Justin Nottestead, front tire changer, Cambridge, Wisconsin.
Rough Stroke, Jackman, Allenton, Wisconsin.
Brian Dunaway, rear tire carrier, Momence, Illinois.
Jeremy West, rear tire changer, Los Angeles, California.
I'm Benji Groves, the gas man from Richmond, Virginia.
I'm Dave Perano, the catch can man from Woodsville, New Hampshire.
Robbie Reiser hired Matt Kenseth in the spring of 1997. You had one car left in the shop. Now you're on the road to the championship. What's your situation now with your car on the track?
Well, right now we've been a little bit tight down here in 1 and 2, and we've been working at it all day trying to get it better, and we got it closer. We're in the hunt here, so we'll see what happens.
It was a struggle early, Robbie. The car would not go for him.
Well, I think it's a struggle early because he's trying to stay out of trouble. Sometimes he doesn't show his hand till the end, but we've been running pretty good, so we'll see what happens.
Very calm day on the radio and in your pit, Robbie.
Yeah, pretty calm, except for that little call there by NASCAR, which I guess I didn't understand the rule, but they straightened me out, so I know it now.
Good luck.
Thanks.
He's referring to Matt crossing the commitment line when he came down pit road that sent him to the end of the longest line. Now he's headed to the front of the line.
Did I see Robbie smiling?
Yeah, I'm surprised Robbie even talked to Bill.
Yeah, I am too.
Not because of the pressure, just because why would he talk to Bill?
What do you mean by that?
I think it was just an opportunity.
Just kidding, Bill.
Yeah. So Matt Kenseth lining up for this restart in 4th position. On the right, there's his dad, Roy, anxiously looking on.
Watching his boy trying to become NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
We have 9 cars on the lead lap. Bobby Labonte was lucky dog at that last caution. It's Bill Elliott leading, Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Ryan Newman 3rd, Matt Kenseth 4th, and Jeremy Mayfield 5th, followed by Ken Schrader, Sterling Marlin, Tony Raines, and then Bobby Labonte last on the lead lap.
At least they're in order now.
Yeah, we don't have cars on the tail end of the lead lap and all that nonsense. We got the fast cars on the outside and cars a lap down on the inside. Where it's supposed to be.
57 laps till the checkered flag. Bill Elliott, Jimmy Johnson quickly have cleared the lap traffic. 3rd place, Ryan Newman trying to do the same.
progress. Oh, yeah, that's always good for action.
And now Matt Kenseth has cleared the lap cars as well. So the front four, single file out in front of the field. What a great drive for Ken Schrader today in the 49 car.
Tony Stewart is back in 10th position, a lap down.
Talk about Schrader, the BAM Racing team, of course. Yeah, I mean, you could call them independents. We don't hear that term thrown around much in the sport these days anymore, but basically unsponsored team, funded out of the pockets of team owners, Beth Ann Morgenthau and Tony Morgenthau. Underdogs, if you will, and they played their strategy right, were able to stay on the lead lap when so many others have been burned today by the caution flag coming out in the middle of green flag pit stops 3 different times, Bill.
And you talk about Matt's guys maybe being excited about winning the championship. Well, this will be like a win for these guys. Their best finish 8th at Michigan in August of this year, running 6th last time by, and their times have been as good as the leader almost all day, Alan. They've just been back in that traffic and haven't been able to get out front. But this is one of those days that, well, Ken Schrader will be a good guest on a talk show in a town near you tomorrow, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Look, Tony Raines working over Sterling.
How about that? A white car on the inside, 74. Another unsponsored race car currently running in the 8th position, trying to pass Sterling Marlin for 7th.
Another effort funded out of the pockets of the team owner for this season, Bill Baumgartner. Very proud of what they've accomplished, both the 49 and 74, talking with prospective sponsors, hoping to impress, and they should be impressed by the runs that they've had today.
They've impressed me.
Tony Raines passing Sterling Marlin for 7th place.
Didn't quite make it.
Not yet. And now Marlin going to get on the horse and get around Schrader.
And Raines going to try to fall in by. And he does. So Larry Carter, the 70. Michael Waltrip. This doesn't look good.
Slugger Labby, the crew chief, told me this morning they were turning a lot of RPM in this car. He was afraid
coming out the right side pipe.
that they might be a little too on the edge.
I heard it go by that time. Did not sound good at all.
And the black flag's going to come out for
They're going to black flag you this time by my ear.
Oh, it's going to be frustrating.
This is making you fit, Mike. They're making you fit.
So desperately wanted to finish this season in the top 10 in the championship. Came into the day today 11th, 124 points from 10th. And if he fails to finish, which it is probably that he will, it's going to hurt.
Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth just lost a position. 4th spot goes to Jeremy Mayfield.
But you know, this 17 team, after some of the struggles they've had the last month or so, they've not run as well as they would have wanted to. Some of those 13th place finishes they were very frustrated with, and this is how they want to run. This is how they want to go to the championship.
I mean, how a football team doesn't play well playing defensive? Neither can these guys, because they just could not afford to do the things they've been doing. Matt, what do you have for us?
Well, BP, true champions show their true championship character when the times are tough and bad things happen. Back in September, when Matt Kenseth hit his 2-race bad luck streak and losing 177 points, after crashing in practice, he left a note on a can of peanuts for the team truck driver, Brent Schwinn. Squiggy, please refrain from putting peanuts in our trailer. In case you didn't know, they are bad luck. Now, Matt's dry humor trying to make light of the situation was a message to the team, because they knew coming in they had led the points for 26 straight races, and they already had one victory. Keep your heads high. Bad times will not last, and they haven't. They've continued on and motoring away to what they hope will be their first championship today here at the Rock.
Junior going by, Matt, but that's not for position. Junior, a couple of laps down in 14th place. And Bill talked to Robbie Reiser a minute ago. I talked with Robbie about the pressure of racing for the championship a couple of weeks ago, and he told me, you know, the biggest pressure of racing for the championship are the dramas. He said when you run one of these races, there are a lot of little dramas that pop up. The driver's under pressure out there and the intensity of their competition. He might come on the radio and say, got a vibration. Maybe I've got a flat. Maybe the engine sounds sour. And those are all very normal communications between a driver and a crew chief in the course of a race. But Robbie said when you're running for a championship, the driver coming on the radio and say, I feel a vibration, brings 15 people to the pit wanting to know what's wrong. He said dealing with the dramas has been the biggest thing he's had to learn about racing for this championship. Matt Kenseth 44 laps away from the Winston Cup title in 2003. If he can hang on to the spot he's running now, 5th behind Bill Elliott. Down to the final stages at Rockingham today, and Jimmy Johnson is closing in on Bill Elliott for the lead. He's been about 0.2 of a second faster than Elliott the last few laps around, trying to get to the back bumper. Third place, Ryan Newman and Jeremy Mayfield. Going at it pretty hard for that spot.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr., the red car just in front of these two, came up past these two and moved on. But Jr. is a lap down.
He's 2 laps down in 14th place. Here goes Mayfield. Gonna have a look under Newman.
Just a look.
Just to let him and the spotter know that they feel like they might be a little bit faster, hoping that Newman will start watching that rearview mirror and lose his momentum.
Just a little bit of hesitation at one time, instead of going down and running the line that you want. If you think he's there, he loses his spot. What's going on, Marty, with the 12 car?
You don't look in the rearview mirror unless you have spotters. That's what they're for. He's asking his spotter, John Erickson, where's the 19 running? He's trying to run kind of in the same line, wants to know where he's good. Every time Jeremy kind of gets underneath him, Ryan fends it off.
Let's see if he can fend this one off.
Yeah, that looks good right there. But don't forget, he's going to slide, so Newman will go up the racetrack. Oh, they kind of slide up together.
Synchronized sliding?
Yeah.
That's not Olympic sport, is it?
No, could be.
The voice that Jeremy Mayfield wants to hear when he gets up beside that 12 car is his spotter, Dale Cagle, saying, clear, clear. So he can just move up, slide up in front of that 12.
We've seen this a couple times today. Newman really able to fight people off. It was when he was leading in the opening laps of the race.
And Newman doesn't just pull over and let you go.
No.
You're going to have to earn it when you pass him.
It's Ward Burton that got up alongside Newman and was trying to wrestle away.
All right, here we go. Try once again.
Here's where they're even in, but here's the problem. Right at the center, this is where Jeremy loses a little bit of time. 12 cars got the high line, a little bit more momentum. They came off pretty even that time.
Yes, they did. And that sun, driving in the sun in turn 1 might not allow Jeremy to do the slide job on the 12 car going in that corner. And he's not up far enough this time to do the slide job, so.
While you're watching the race for third, Bill Elliott still leading Jimmy Johnson by 4 or 5 car lengths. That's kind of the same advantage he's had for the last little while. And Mayfield determined to try and get around Newman for third.
Ryan Newman just has the momentum up on that high line. We talk about it all the time. The car on the low side, you just got to use all the racetrack. You can't do it when there's a car up there.
Okay, Marty.
Yeah, real quick, Alan. Ryan's evaluation of it is that he is better from the middle off, not as good getting into the corners as Jeremy, just like Wally said. He is a little too tight getting in right now. Ryan is.
So Bill Elliott leads as that race for third settles down for a minute. Let's get our final commercial break before the checkered flag out of the way. We can come back, see if Elliott wins, and see if Kenseth hoists the big trophy. Out here at Rockingham, the leaders have just come to pit road, Matt.
Bill Elliott's crew going to work. There should be a 4-tire change, no fuel, no changes, an air pressure adjustment for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Still needs help with forward fight. Bill.
Matt Kenseth is too loose. Track bar adjustment, no air pressure changes. He backed up and the car got more grip, but they're trying to tighten him up with a track bar adjustment.
Ryan Newman still a little too tight. Into the corners, 2 in the right rear of wedge. He comes in third. I don't think he went out third, Alan.
Gotta check the running order as they come off the pit lane.
Yeah, he came out third.
Yeah, looks like Bill Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman. We so happen to have photographic evidence.
There you go, 9. First car off, 48 second. Next would be the 12. And then I think the 17.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Might have picked up a spot on the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield on pit road.
I believe he did.
There he is. Okay. And Mayfield 5th. Now, while we're under the caution flag, watch Tony Stewart and Larry Foyt coming into turn 1.
Well, it looks like Larry, yeah, I mean, Larry went in the corner, he slid up the racetrack. Stewart was coming in a lot faster, and he slid up in front of Tony, and that was the result.
And Rusty Wallace in the 2 car, I think, also made some contact with the 20. I don't see much damage on the 2 car, though.
Well, let's find out.
All right.
On board, Rusty Wallace.
Now, what can I see? Nothing but sun. Oh, wow. I think he might have missed him.
I think he missed him.
Okay, hold your position.
Tony Stewart.
Whoa, boy, the 14 car really slowed down.
And he came up the hill. He was going in the corner on the bottom of the racetrack, and the car just would not stay down there, and he drifted up the racetrack in front of Tony.
Tony grabbed a gear, came around the racetrack, found Larry Foyt, gave him a little shot in the back bumper, and said, hey, what was that all about? And then continued on around to his pit stop. Ryan Newman pitting again under this caution.
Man.
Giving up 3rd spot.
Yeah, they didn't get all the lug nuts tight on the left side. I believe this will be left side tires only for Ryan Newman. They question whether they got all the lugs tight, so they're going to come in and change the left side tires here, and that will be it for Ryan Newman.
It's not going to hurt him so badly, Marty, because he's going to give up 3rd, but he's only going to go back to 9th because there are so few cars on the lead lap.
Contraire, only 22 laps to go.
22 laps, and you've got cars on the bottom and cars on the top, and that's going to be tough.
We'll just see. It takes away his chance to win.
Yes.
Absolutely. How about a race recap? How we got to where we are at today here at the Rock. BP led the field around as the Winston victory lap, former champion celebration. What a great...
You can see the grin all the way from up here, BP.
It was nice.
And then Ryan Newman led the field to the green flag. First caution, lap 77, Derek Cope with a twister. And then this was the most interesting one of the day so far. Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon tangled off turn 2, then they're off turn 4, and then when they got to turn 1, spin cycle.
The 12 car goes in the spin cycle after a little nudge from the 24.
That was in the backup from the Newman spin. Tony Stewart into the back of Matt Kenseth. Jeff Gordon penalized 1 lap for rough driving on that. Kurt Busch and Casey Mears tangling with Dale Jarrett. Put some holes in Kurt Busch's fenders that he has not really recovered from.
And Kyle Petty did not get going. Something happened to the 45 car. They got all jammed up, and the 31 and the 99 got together, and around goes Jeff Burton.
Up to lap 109, 5th caution of the race. Greg Biffle spinning off turn 2. Jamie McMurray also spun there. When Kevin LePage blew up, let's make a deal happened on pit road, looking for fresh sets of tires for this abrasive Rockingham track. Jeff Gordon made his way back onto the lead lap and back through the field, then got caught again laps down. Kyle Petty with a spin. One of 9 cautions that have slowed this race, one shy of the 400-mile record at the Rock. 20 laps to go. We're back under green.
Shootout.
Shootout time.
Don't have to save tires now.
And Jimmy Johnson's car has been a little bit better on short runs, if I'm not mistaken. Talking about the 48 cars, he tries to chase down the 9. What do you think, Matt?
As they were entering turn 3, Chad Kanowski, the radio said, Jimmy, you are better than all the guys behind you. The only car in your league is in front of you. Now go get him.
Oh, we got trouble in turn 1.
Car on the wall.
Not Schrader.
And Schrader. Can you believe? Schrader running 8th with 19 laps to go.
It looked like, from here, it's tough to see in a 1, but it looked like Schrader was up on the outside and the car got bumped into Kenny Schrader. It may even been 3 abreast going down in a 1.
Just imagine if you're having trouble seeing in turn 1, how these drivers are faring. Now let's see if we can see what might have happened.
There's Schrader on the outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he got run into
that was Newman
car.
Who was in a hurry to get up from the back of the field.
Yeah, well. Man, that's too bad. Those guys had a great run going.
There it is again, 3 wide. Adam Newman was just trying to get around Jimmy Spencer and force Schrader to go 3 wide there. Or?
That's what I think, that he was trying to make room to go around the 7 car, and I don't know if he realized the 49 car was there.
Yeah. Kenny won't be happy about that.
No.
And Rockingham ties the race record for cautions in a 400-miler here, number 10. And Schrader's out of his car on pit road, could not make the left turn into the garage with the right side damage. So pit road is closed.
And there goes an angry man.
He wants to get away and not talk to anybody. There's your lucky dog. All right, we got back out of that last commercial break to get back and cover the stories. We left a little unfinished business. Shall we take care of that now?
Sure. Want me to do it? All right, we'll let Weber do it. Okay.
Pit road still closed. Ken Schrader's car sits at the entry to pit lane. I'll bet we'll see some people pit here and get some fresher tires.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if I'm at 9th or 8th or 7th.
Exactly. Ryan Newman, Jeff Burton, those guys back there, of course they're going to stop. 4 tires if they got them.
When they get the chance to. And, of course, this helping Bill Elliott, the more laps we run off here under the yellow flag. Now, we were doing the race recap, and we came back for the restart.
Okay.
Matt Kenseth is getting ready to pit under the green when his teammate Mark Martin blows up. Matt crosses the commitment line, straddles the end of it with the tires, but gets back on the racetrack. He's penalized, goes to the end of the longest line, but there are only 6 cars left on the lead lap when the caution came out in the middle of the green flag stops. Bill Elliott and Jimmy Johnson put on a whale of a fight for the lead that Elliott eventually won out with. And then Ricky Rudd, nudged from behind by Brian Vickers, collects Ricky Craven. Larry Foyt, Tony Stewart. Man, we've seen a lot of yellow flags today. And finally, Ken Schrader. Get the bad end of a 3-wide deal into turn 1. And he has gone to the garage, and instead of a top 10 finish, he's going to be just one of now 6, make that 7 drivers who are not going to be on the track at the end of this race.
All right, here he comes. Sterling Marlin on pit road. Ryan Newman. Jeff Burton. All these guys that are 7th, 8th, and 9th. On the pit road they come.
Take on those tires. Didn't run that many laps last time, but Marty, it's a good gamble, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alan. I think it's a great call on Matt Borland's part. They actually were going to do the opposite of what everybody else did. So since most of the cars stayed out, they decided to come in, take on 4 tires. Obviously no chassis changes, just the 4-tire change. Missing those left front lugs really hurt them on that last lap. They were running 3rd. I think they've fallen back now to the 9th position.
You just got to be careful not to run them over now.
Yeah.
Run the other guys over, because you are going to have much better tires. Billy Weber.
Okay, I got a quiz for you. We talked about Matt's dad, and we talked about his family, we talked about his friends. Who had we left out?
His wife.
Right, Katie Kenseth, and she has been there all along the way with Matt, now on the ride to the championship. It's hard to get Katie to tell you a story about herself, but she does like to tell the story about Matt's grandmother. When Matt and Katie were married, they wanted Matt's grandmother, Edith, to play the organ. Now, Edith is just past her 39th birthday. Well, maybe a little bit past that, because her husband, Helmer, is 94, so you get the idea. But the organ in the church broke down. Edith had been practicing on the organ in their home, so Edith got her sons to carry the organ from their house to the church so she could play the organ for Matt and Katie's wedding. Katie said it's one of the most beautiful things she's ever seen.
I'll bet. Neat people, Matt and Katie are.
Well, they are.
They're quiet people, but when you get to know them and they free up the conversation with you a little bit. They've got a great sense of humor. They're really salt of the earth people, and they're a lot of fun to be around.
Hey, Roy, you only got about 13 more laps. You can come down off that coal bus.
I don't think so.
He might put about 400 miles around the roof of that bus.
Yeah,
by
they
the
got
end
to
of the
put
day.
a new roof on that thing.
Yeah.
Pacing around. As they run, with Matt Kenseth in 3rd, Jimmy Johnson 2nd, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 13th in the race. 186 being the magic number today. Kenseth well in position to lock up the championship. The trophy's in the house. There they are. Are you ready, folks?
Ready to celebrate this championship? Oh, yeah.
And Robbie Reiser from Allenton, Wisconsin. Robbie's story, of course, began his career as a race driver had to step out of his car when he suffered an injury racing and turned to the crew chief side of the business. He and Matt teaming up, as Bill told you before, and so successful they've been. Many of their crew with them for as long as Robbie and Matt have been together. You know, Matt's in position to win this championship, having taken just one race win so far this season, that back at Las Vegas in March. But Rusty Wallace, the 1989 champion, said, please don't judge a champion by the number of wins that he has.
I personally don't care how many wins a champion has if he has not even one, because it's so tough to win a championship. It's amazing. It's all built on consistency and how much that car's up front, and how many laps it's leading, bonus points and all that. And I'll personally tell you, that champion that's probably going to be this year, Matt Kenseth, I've seen him up front all year long. So if he won none or one, or whatever he's won, it's fine in my book.
There you go.
There you go.
That's right. It is hard to win a championship because, it is tough. These races are tough, and every position is tough. But where's Matt sitting right now? Third spot up front, just like Rusty said.
I've got in my hand a sheet of his results from this season. Let's see. Started off Daytona 20th, then 3rd, 1st, 4th, 8th, 2nd, 6th, 9th, 9th, 7th, 2nd, 7th, 3rd, 4th. He's been there all year.
All year long. And that's basically what happened to me in 1973. I won one race that year, but I've always gotten to getting those top 10s.
And just understand this, 1 year ago, Matt Kenseth won the most races. He won 5 races last year, but didn't win the championship. We're not as consistently up front as they have been this season. To the race, 11 laps to go. Bill Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth. Ryan Newman with fresh tires, 7th in line on the restart, plus some of those lap cars to his inside. You know what Matt Kenseth and all those people up in Wisconsin are thinking?
Man, I hope those guys get racing up front.
Exactly.
Get together.
Yeah.
And spin out, and the 17 goes to victory lane.
I can win this championship by winning this race.
And being the championship leader, if he were to win this race,
big bucks.
Bonus of $350,000 or something.
But Mayfield closes in.
Yeah.
Back bumper. Matt Kenseth.
That's for 3rd place. Jeremy has led 96 laps today of the 383 we've run. Whoa! Matt with a little wiggle there. Up front, Bill Elliott clear of Jimmy Johnson by 5 car lengths. This is the race for 3rd. So far, Ryan Newman has made no progress through the traffic. He's still running 7th, so the fresh tires not able to be put to advantage yet. There's the gap, 1st to 2nd to the race for 3rd. Bill Elliott, man, what a drive for him today, huh? 5 times for 132 laps he's led. He started at the back of the field after an engine change during Friday practice. What a day for Ray Evernham's team.
Yeah, Bill was pretty confident even after that engine problem. They were pretty happy with that race car. Even though he had to start from the rear. He knew he had a good race car.
Kenseth up the hill.
Oh, there it goes.
All right.
Yeah, they told Jeremy Mayfield that the 17 car is points racing. If you get close, he's probably going to move over.
They were right, Bill.
And I would not blame Matt Kenseth one bit.
I look at the big picture right now.
Yeah, this picture's a lot bigger. What's waiting on him as soon as they throw this checkered flag is a lot bigger than running 3rd place in this Pop Secret 400.
You know, we asked in our Singular Wireless poll earlier which driver would break a dry spell first among some of the veterans. Bill Elliott's last victory, the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis, August 2002. He's about 5, making 4.5 laps from the checkered flag today, Matt.
Alan, with Bill Elliott's future still uncertain for 2004, all the guys on the Dodge squad, the 9 guys, they want to get Bill Elliott back to victory lane. They put a lot of emphasis on their pit stops. It paid off winning the World Pit Crew Championship on Saturday. The other team, the 19, finished 4th. A group effort. Ray Evernham really wants to give Bill Elliott another win here at the Rock. They want to really sweep the season finale next week as well, taking their big car to Homestead. Bill Elliott hasn't won since Indy. Matt Kenseth's winning a championship, but this is going to seem like a championship for Bill Elliott if he can get back to victory lane.
3 laps to go for Bill Elliott in search of his 44th NASCAR Winston Cup Series win and his 4th here at Rockingham. 48 years old, the 1988 champion. So popular with his many thousands of fans, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions.
You can't count that hard.
And now Bill Elliott 2 laps away. Thank you.
Yes.
Here's Matt Kenseth. Junior waving at him saying, way to go.
Yes, sir. He is congratulating Matt Kenseth with just 2 laps to go.
These two raced together for the NASCAR Busch Series Championship in 1998 and 99. Junior came out on top both times. Kenseth came out on top of Junior in the fight for Winston Cup Rookie of the Year in 2000. Now today it looks like it'll be Kenseth who gets the first Winston Cup title among the two. Final lap at Rockingham. Bill Elliott in search of a win. Matt Kenseth in search of a championship.
Clear sailing, Bill.
Jack Roush, 1 more lap, he says. 1 more. And the checkered flag is in the air. It'll be Bill Elliott with his first win of 2003 at Rockingham today. Matt Kenseth comes to the line, finishing 4th, and Matt Kenseth is the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion.
There is a lot of relief.
Oh, man, is there ever.
Jack Roush has won his first title in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, finally.
And Mark Martin joined Jack Roush on the 17 pit box. He is listed as owner of the 17 and really the mentor for Matt Kenseth.
Awesome, guys. I can't believe it. Great job.
The 31-year-old from Cambridge, Wisconsin is the champion, and Bill Jack Roush. Will he be happy now?
Well, Jack Roush here surrounded by his crew, by friends. Robbie Reiser, the crew chief, is here. Robin Pemberton from Ford, a handshake. There's a hug for Robbie. You stay right here. Hey, Jack wants to shake hands. Here's Mark Martin. How do you feel now about winning the Winston Cup Championship?
Well, I feel like we just broke through a plate glass window. I don't know what it's going to be like on the other side, but I hurt a lot getting through it, I'll tell you that.
Jack, you worked so hard to get here, and now you have it.
Well, we have it. You know, Mark's standing beside me. Mark and I did this thing together. We started in 1988. He found Matt. We worked with Matt together. Mark worked with me, taught me a lot of what I know, and here we are.
They will always call you a Winston Cup Championship car owner from now on.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. That's a great thing. I feel great today, but, you know, Mark owns this car with me. We're partners in this deal.
Who's making the speech in New York? That's what I want to know.
Man, I pick him.
You followed Ken to the Talladega in a Busch race, right? And that's where you said that guy's got some talent.
Matt earned this big trophy. He can make the speech.
Well, he's going to make one too, but so does a car owner. How do you feel today?
Well, I'm really happy for Matt and for Robbie and for Jack Roush, and those guys deserve it so much, and Jack's put so much into this thing for about 15 years, and you know, I'm really happy. I'm happy for them.
You worked so hard to try and get it for him, Mark, but now he has it, and you and Matt and Robbie got it for him.
Well, I missed my chance last year. You know, we had a chance at it, and we just came up a little short.
Go celebrate, guys. Congratulations. Robbie Reiser left. I think he wants to celebrate. There go his guys on a truck.
I think we'll have a chance to hear from Robbie here in a minute or so.
I would think so.
So there they are, the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champions, awaiting the arrival of their driver back pit side for the festivities. Sure to be huge. Tears of joy. Marty?
It has been an emotional day for the entire 17 team. Roy, we watched you the entire day. You paced more on that truck than Matt drove.
I can't help it, man. I'm excited. This is great. I tell you, I'm so proud of Matt. I don't know what to say. I'm so darn happy. You know, and I give credit to Junior. A lot of them guys out there, they gave him room. They raced him clean. I love it. I'm so happy.
Describe your emotions as you watched your son try and win the championship.
Basically, it's just huge satisfaction of the accomplishment that You know, I know a lot of guys have a tough road to the top, but man alive, he come all the way from the bottom to the top. I'm really proud.
Very nice. Emotional day for the entire Kenseth family. Roy knows better than anyone what Matt went through to get here.
Roy and Jack Roush there, along with members of the crew, being put on the back of a truck for a parade around in front of the grandstands, and this crowd of 50,000 or so here at Rockingham today. Matt Kenseth following, getting ready to begin his championship celebration. There they are. And make no mistake, if you're new to NASCAR, this is a team sport, and those guys have every bit as much the satisfaction of winning this title as the driver.
And you just can't imagine. On BP, you could tell them how big a relief, and that pressure that's off these guys right now. They're going to go to Homestead and have a blast.
Oh yeah.
That's Matt's mother up in Cambridge, Wisconsin. That's Nicky looking on. It's over. He's done it. Okay, Marty.
Riding in the cold wind on the back of a truck as Robbie Reiser waves to the fans. I don't think it's very cold to you, is it, Robbie?
No, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm used to this. This is actually a summer day for us.
The emotion of the day, Robbie, what were you going through of those last few laps?
I think the biggest thing is probably all the people that helped me throughout all the years get to this point, and helped all the people on this team, and you know, my family, my mom and dad, and all my sisters and my wife and my kids, and just all the people that took all the sacrifices to make all this happen is incredible.
At one time, Matt was your rival. Now he's your best friend. How has this relationship grown over the years?
Well, it's definitely gotten better. I mean, but we got a really good relationship, not only on the track, but off the track, and get along really well. And this whole team does. I mean, this whole team is like a big family, and a lot of guys from Wisconsin that stuck with this came down here from our late model background, and you know, from mine and Matt's, and quite an honor. I'm sure Wisconsin's going nuts.
There's your driver right there. He built the team his way with friends from Wisconsin. Now they're the Winston Cup champions. Matt?
And Big Red rolls back into victory lane. 49 races since Bill Elliott last won a race, the Brickyard 2002. Bill, how big and how important is this win, getting the guys back to victory lane?
That was worth the Coca-Cola right there, boys.
That's worth a lot more than that.
I mean, it was an important day. I mean, these guys, you know, every time I brought a friend of mine to the racetrack, I took him to Sears Point, and I finished fourth. I took him to Kansas, and I finished second. And I brought him over here, and he said, when I come back, I should win the race. That was Ray Cook. He runs dirt back home. Ray, this is for you, boy. But I'll tell you what, these guys, I mean, they're awesome today. I mean, we had such a good car. You know, went to the back, came to the front, and it did it in fine style.
The way this team has started to turn around with the second at Kansas, your future still uncertain. Does it make it harder to slowly walk away, or do you want to come back full-time next year?
Well, I still got some decisions to make between myself and these guys, and we'll just figure it out as the step goes on. But, you know, I'm so proud of the Dodge dealers, UAW Dodge, Valvoline, you know, Siemens, Steele, and all the people that put this program together. You know, Ray took enough confidence in me to put me in this thing, and I'm just tickled to death to be where I'm at today.
And what about your pit crew? They won the championship yesterday, and they basically won you the championship today, getting you all pit road first.
They did a heck of a job. I mean, you know, every second counted today, and, you know, I didn't know how good my car was, especially the 48 car seemed, you know, Jimmy seemed to be really good on a short run, and, you know, I knew I had my hands full with him, and the sun was getting bad getting into turn one. But it was a rough day in the neighborhood, but I've enjoyed it.
Bill Elliott scores his fourth win at the Rock. Bill.
And now at the start-finish line, Matt Kenseth, the 2003 Winston Cup champion, gets a kiss from his wife, Katie, the trophy already on top of his car. And this is where he normally gets out, but we'll wait just a second here. An emotional moment for the both of them. And now Matt Kenseth will climb out of his car and celebrate his Winston Cup championship. And I'll bet if you listen, you can hear Cambridge, Wisconsin all the way from here. There's the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, Matt Kenseth, the final Winston Cup champion of the Winston era in the final fall race here at the North Carolina Speedway. Winston Cup champion, congratulations.
Thanks, Bill. That sounds good. I had some emotions going up. I don't even know what to say, but first I just want to thank the Lord for all the opportunities that He's blessed us with, and what a great race team. I got to thank my sponsors real quick: Dwelt, Smirnoff Ice, Triple Black, Ford, Lexan, Raisin, Gatorade. I'm sure I'm going to miss some, but just I don't know what to say. I'm so happy and so proud of my guys. It truly is a team sport week in and week out, and I've had a lot of great opportunities. Robbie gave me a great opportunity to get in the Busch Series, and this man here, right here, Mark Martin, had a bad day and still hung around for the celebration, and he gave me the big break, and congratulations. I appreciate all this stuff more than anybody can know.
And it wasn't exactly an easy day for you. You had the penalty, you had to go to the end of the longest line. The car wasn't that good at the beginning of the race.
We struggled a little, but we were consistent. We kind of stayed in there all day, and we were there at the end. So it was a great finish. We didn't really run that great, but we were consistent.
Tell me about the first time you sat in a Robbie Reiser car. There was no rear clip or something?
Yeah, when Robbie first called me to drive his cars, I sat in the car. The only one he had in the shop was Rex, so that's the one I got fit in. So thanks, man.
Jeff Burton here, another Roush teammate.
Just have
his father's here now.
I can but I just got him. I'm so dang proud of you, man.
Thanks, Dad. Just had a lot of great opportunities through my career. I'm just real lucky. I'm just a lucky guy to be holding the wheel. Just extremely blessed with great car owners and sponsors and teammates.
You know the guy in the hat here?
Thanks, Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson here, congratulating him. And how about this gentleman right here?
Thanks a lot for staying, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Jack Roush is here.
Nice job. This is a real special place too. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the site of Mark's first Winston Cup win, Jack's first Winston Cup win as an owner, my first Busch Series win, and now Jack's first championship. So it's really a special place. I hate to see this place go, and I have a lot of special memories here. And I just, I don't even know what to say. I got so many emotions running through me. I don't even know what to say.
Well, I got to put you through one more thing. There's the checkered flag from Jimmy Howell. All day long, we've had a satellite truck at the Sports Page Bar in Cambridge, Wisconsin. We've been watching them as they've been watching you, and they're listening to you right now. What would you like to say?
I just want to thank all my fans for all their support, especially everybody back in Cambridge. It's a little old town to grow up in, and it was a great place to learn how to race. Mark learned how to race up around Wisconsin a lot, and I learned a lot from Mark Martin and learned a lot of my driving style, I think, from him. So just want to say hi to everybody back home, my mom and everybody watching, and thanks for all their support.
You're the Winston Cup champion. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks. I think it's going to take a while to sink in.
Probably so, but these guys will help you. Enjoy it. Matt Kenseth, Mark Martin, Jack Roush, and the entire Roush family down here at the start-finish line as Matt celebrates the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. Upstairs.
55 years of NASCAR racing, Bill. Matt Kenseth, now the 26th champion in the sport's history. Final results from today's 400-miler. Bill Elliott, career win number 44, third driver this season to win after dropping to the back of the pack. He passed them all and won over Jimmy Johnson by 1.2 seconds.
Pole sitter Ryan Newman comes back to finish in the 5th position after stopping and getting those tires on the last caution.
Great run for Tony Raines and the boys today.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great finish.
10 cars on the lead lap. Now you see those who finished one lap down 3 times today. The caution came out in the middle of green flag pit stops. A lot of these guys trapped more than one time by that. Like Jr., 13th, couple laps down. Jeff Gordon, I think, got bit by it all 3 times in the race today. He's back 3 laps down in 22nd.
Brian Vickers starts his NASCAR Winston Cup career at the North Carolina Speedway by finishing 24th.
And the final car running at the finish, Jamie McMurray in 35th place, who was involved in a spin earlier. Ken Schrader, a top 10 run for sure, taken away by a late crash. Michael Waltrip, the late engine failure. Dale Jarrett, time behind the wall for repairs, and now drivers who failed to finish today here at Rockingham. And the championship standings with 1 race to go. Matt Kenseth has clinched the title, doesn't even need to start at Homestead, though you know he'll be there going for the win. But that race for second is still very much in contest going into the final race, and it's worth over $1 million, the difference between 2nd and 6th. Dave?
Jimmy, tell us about racing Bill Elliott at the end, but just coming up a little bit short.
Yeah, a little short, but today is such a personal goal for me today, or just a proud moment for myself to run well here. I have struggled at this racetrack for so long, and to finish second and have a shot at winning means a lot to me. And then to this race team to have great pit stops all day long, a great race car. All of those things, looking at all those things, just an incredible day. But there at the end, I mean, in a sense, a short track shootout with 20 laps to go. Racing against a guy I've watched my entire life growing up, one of my heroes, and wish I would have beat him, but came up a little short. Those guys had an awesome race car, and Bill was on the wheel today. There's no doubt about that. And it's a great day for the Lowe's team, second in points now. We'll see if we can go to Homestead and hang on to it and be a bridesmaid this year. And congratulations to Matt and the whole 17 team. Those guys have been under a lot of stress and pressure, and happy for them to be able to clinch this thing and go to Homestead and have some fun.
And it was Jimmy's 5th straight finish of 3rd or better.
The celebration is on for the new champion, Matt Kenseth. From a small town in Wisconsin, grew up idolizing his father, working with him on his local racing, rose through the ranks to become now an American stock car racing hero. He's a champion of NASCAR racing.
And they can go to Homestead next week and try their best to finish this 2000 season in style by winning.
And have some fun.
Next weekend, the season finale for the NASCAR Busch Series, Saturday, noon Eastern on NBC, the Ford 300. Then on Sunday, the Ford 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race from the now high-speed, high-banked Homestead Miami Speedway, NBC 12:30 Eastern, starting with Discover Card Countdown to Green. Driven next on TNT. For Matt Kenseth, the 2003 dream has come true. It's more than a feeling. It's the feeling of being a champion. Matt Kenseth, the NASCAR Winston Cup champion for 2003.